Sports Sound, it's time now to sit back and enjoy our first commentary of the day. It comes from Easter Road. It's Hibs against Rangers with Scott Allen, Billy Dodds and Liam McLeod.
The sleet beginning to tumble down from the heavens above here in the capital. It's a murky day, it's a bitterly cold day as well. High noon shootout at Easter Road as Hibs and Rangers go head to head here in Leith. Rangers are on a brilliant run in this fixture. It's on the cusp of record equalling, actually. They've won the last 8 successive meetings between the clubs. Indeed, Hibs are without a victory over Rangers in the last 11 games against them, and that dates back to their 3-1 League Cup semi-final victory in November 2021 when Martin Boyle, who's on the pitch out there this afternoon, indeed skippering Hibs this afternoon, scored all 3 of the Hibernian goals. But they are in excellent form, the home team. They were left disappointed not to beat St Johnstone last time out, particularly given Jason Holt was sent off before half-time, but they were on a run of 4 successive wins before that, which was quite the polar opposite to where they had been in the autumn. Rangers' victory on Thursday ensured they didn't go 3 games without a win, as they look to go to within 8 points of the champions and leaders with victory today. Celtic hosting St Mirren in one of the later kickoffs. Motherwell Aberdeen kicks off at 2:30, the others at 3. Here in Edinburgh, Hibs Rangers, Hibs in the green and white left to right, shooting towards the southern end of the stadium, which is packed with Rangers supporters. Rangers in one of their change kits, the black and dark navy and red, going right to left towards the famous 5-end. Hibs kick off, referees John Beaton. It's back with Lewis Miller, who launches it forward down this near side, and it's cleared by Jefty into the midfield as Czerny picks it up in the centre circle, forward to Egeman. Now with Diamonde out to Ridvan Yilmaz, who for the first time in his senior career started at right back the other day. Didn't look like it though. It was a very good performance by the Turk as Egeman picks up midway inside the Hibs half. Up to the edge of the area for Czerny. Breaks to Egeman, flicks it to his left for Bayrami, left of the D. To the left-hand side of the box for Hadji. Level with the 6-yard line, pulls it back, it's blocked. Jefty shoots for goal and it's blocked again. 2 really important blocks it was from Lewis Miller, playing on the right of that back 3 for Hibernian, with the Cadden brothers on either side of that defence when they are out of possession. As Diamonde picks up and it breaks out to Jefty on this near side. It's a bright start, Billy Dodds, by Rangers.
It was, but you know what? Miller was really brave in his blocks as well. It was so important because Hadji caught the cross and he got in the way of that, and then Jefty caught the shot, and then I'll tell you what, he stood tall, he stood firm, and it was really important for Hibs that they got the blocks in. But Rangers, you're right, Liam, they're right at it straight away.
Hibs have possession just now though, and it's Miller rolling it all the way back to Jordan Smith. How important's been that goalkeeping alteration by David Gray, dropping Joseph Bursic, and Jordan Smith's come in, and it's coincided with this excellent run.
Yeah, it just shows you how important a goalkeeper is, especially in your league campaign. I think Joseph Bursic, a lot of mistakes throughout the season, and the home fans became a little bit frustrated. A big call from David Gray to make that change, but listen, the resurgence from Hibs, and to put into the mix with that is changing to a back 3 as well. That Hibs have found a bit of solidity, and that's why they've been picking up results.
It's made a huge difference. David Gray named December's Manager of the Month as well, which underlines the job he has done to turn things round.
Yeah, Scott's right to point out, but the Cadden brothers have got some shift to do, especially those wide areas where the Rangers get the full-backs forward 2v1. It's a hell of a shift, but they've got it in the tank.
Miller rolling it all the way back to the edge of his own box for Smith, and knock it back to Lewis Miller on this near side. He does look more comfortable, Miller, on the right of the back 3 rather than as a full back where he'd come in for some criticism. As Iredale finds Bushiri, it's just the one change in the Hibs starting 11 from the other day against St Johnstone's. Lewis Miller gives the ball away under absolutely no pressure at all after I just praised him for the help, and he's just about done it again. He's given it straight to Egeman. Bushiri bails him out and gets it back to the keeper, and Bushiri telling the Hibs fans to calm down as well.
It's not the first time I've been at a game with you, Liam, when we're talking about Lewis Miller so early on in a game. Listen, real lack of concentration there. Could have put his side under real pressure. Manages to get away with it.
So he's fortunate that Bushiri was there, because Egeman's got the ball right in front of the Hibs goal otherwise.
I thought he was going to go on the end of it. It's like a rabbit in the headlights, Scott, with his first mistake, and then he froze for the second one.
Yeah.
Incredible.
He's doing some attacking here though, Lewis Miller. Right foot bending, ball into the back end of the box. Gale gets his head onto it. It's kept it in well. Nicky Cadden at the byline. Low ball across, and it drops to Raskin on the 6-yard line, and he boots it to safety all the way into the Hibs half, where Bushiri is under serious pressure from Egeman. He's able to deal with it in the end, but Egeman gets onto the scraps. Bushiri had a couple of goes at heading that clear, but it's defeated by Rami to the left of the Hibs box. Her Haji pulls it back, good chance, goal Rangers. Egeman smashes it home into the bottom left corner. It's an easy goal for Rangers. Hibs, well, that's the defending that was their Achilles heel earlier this season, and Egeman profits from it. It is Hibernian 0, Rangers 1 inside the opening 4 minutes.
You could see right away Bushiri's obviously trying to calm it down with Miller, but you could see he was worried with Egeman. He had two strong lads, and maybe just deal with it, head it back to your goalkeeper. He tried to head it back. He tried to, not back to his goalkeeper, he tried to head it so he would come out the way and come away with the ball. Egeman reads it, he's strong, feeds it to Haji. But I'll tell you what, after that, everything's brilliant. The cross, smashed across the face of goal. And it's not an easy finish. He's got to watch it. He catches it with his left foot, sweet as a nut, and flies past the goalkeeper. And it's a brilliant start for Rangers.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ball from Haji. Listen, it's at a great weight where Egeman just needs to make that contact and slides into the corner. But again, you've got to question Rocky Bushiri there defensively. As Dodgy says, he tries to be cute. And see this early in a game when you know Rangers are full of confidence after their previous win. You've got to play the fixture. It's so poor, and it starts with Lewis Miller a minute before that gives that nervousness in the side.
And Iredale's doing it now as well. Egeman, who's just scored his 9th of the season, finds Czerny, right hand side of the box. Diamonde wins the corner. Well, Hibs are struggling here. They are being pinned back. A lot of it is their own fault though, and that's Iredale this time giving it away. Rangers have taken the short corner. Czerny at the angle of the box dinks it in, headed away by Bushiri. Raskin picks it up. Now it's by Rami. He's got Proper on this near side. Didn't have enough on the pass to get it to him as Chiantis slides in and puts it out for a Rangers throw in on this near side.
But that's the full back three you've named there, and they've looked pardon the pun, rocky, haven't they? Let's be honest. They've brought a real nervousness to the Hibs team, and they've got to calm down, try and get back in the game. As Scott said, just play the fixture, deal with things basic. I think Rocky Bushiri, he was wanting the goalkeeper, then he decided to change his mind. Better just putting the boot through it and hooking it either out to player back up the pitch.
He had his body between the player and the ball, so there was a few things he could have done in that situation, but there we go again.
Lewis Miller is guilty again, third time in the match, and the match is only 6.5 minutes old. He's given it away, and Rangers have it in the midfield with Diamonde in the centre circle, back to Sterling, then over to the right hand side for Yilmaz, up against the on loan Celtic midfielder Kwon. Yilmaz gets it all wrong though, as he looked ahead of him, and he's knocked it all the way through to Smith. I think he was hoping there'd be a run from Egeman, he'd be able to take it on in his chest, and it's back with the Hibs keeper, and it's Hibs 0, Rangers 1 if you're just joining us here on Sportsound. Lewis Miller pushing it forward into the Rangers half, low ball to Gale. Now down the right goes Chris Cadden, gets away from Jeffrey. Haji comes in and makes the challenge though, still in plays. It's plucked out of the air again by Chris Cadden. Jeffrey is struggling against him here, still it's Cadden, down he goes, throw in goes Rangers way, and Chris Cadden is arguing that rather than a Rangers throw in, it should have been a Hibs free kick down on this near side, level with the 6-yard line of Rangers.
No, not for me, but as I touched on at the top of the show, and it's Haji, and he's worked right off the ball again there, showing the desire to get back in and help out Hefty. Listen, Hibs need to settle on the ball, there's no question about that. Yes, it is difficult, Rangers looking to lock on to that team. And it's Haji, I don't know if you've seen the early starts of the game, he looks to be finding space on the outside of Lewis Miller.
Rangers are finding space here. Czerny's got Bayrami away left hand side into the Hibs box, he goes, he's on his right side, he shoots, it's just wide, deflected past. Another chance for Rangers. as they look for a quick fire second there. And Nedim Bayrami, had it not taken the deflection, might well have been making it two.
Yeah, it's a good block in the end, but it's that space I spoke about on the outside of Lewis Miller. That looks like the place where Rangers can hurt this Hibs side. Hibs need to regroup, play their shape, because they're all over the place at this moment in time.
You talked about Hadji's movement, and that is in how he's doing the shift as well, but Bayrami fills the space that he would have been in up the other side. They've slipped it past to him. It's an important block, Liam. I think it's going in if Hibs don't get a slight deflection on that.
Rangers corner over on the far side, in front of the East Stand, the famous 5. To be taken by Hadji, outswinger with the right boot into the box proper, doesn't really make clean contact with the header, up into the air, and it's plucked into the gloves of Jordan Smith. He's looking to try and get Martin Boyle away here quickly. It's a long ball for Boyle, he's found him as well. Boyle has it, brilliant control, now up against Jeffrey. Proper coming back to help, and now he and Liam Kelly are unable to prevent Hibernian getting their first corner of the afternoon.
Absolutely fantastic touch there from Martin Boyle, plucking that out the sky and getting inside a corner kick. Listen, these for Hibs will be important today. Set pieces, they do carry a bit of height. Can they get back in the game from these set piece situations? But what a touch from Martin Boyle there, first and foremost.
Things like that can flip it, can't they? I mean, Rangers have been, everything I was talking to Kenny to start the programme about, talked about Hibs nervous, but Rangers have been aggressive.
In comes the corner towards the back post. Some big defenders are up there, and it's headed wide of the right-hand post by Triantis. He was a goal scorer, and Josh Campbell was in there as well. It might have been Campbell who got the final touch. I was about to say Triantis was a goal scorer in their last game at St Johnstone, but it was Josh Campbell who was up. Rose really well there, Scott, but it's well wide in the end. Stays 1-0 Rangers.
Yeah, it's obviously I played with Josh Campbell, and you didn't really take him for one of the players attacking the ball from set pieces, but in recent weeks, especially at Tynecastle as well, he got on the end of a lot of deliveries. Obviously Hibs possess both sides with the Cadden brothers, really good delivery. Hibs on it back there.
Yeah, Kwon finds Campbell, and back to Triantis, who looks at the big switch out to Chris Cadden, cut out by Hadji though. Hadji has it and rolls it back to the edge of his own box for Sterling, who squares it to Proper. Out to Jeffrey on this near side. He's looking for the switch here out to his opposite fullback Yilmaz. First time back to Diamonde, whose first time ball's been given straight to Iredale, and now Hibs come away with Kwon. A misunderstanding with Boyle as he rolls it straight into touch for a goal kick. Boyle was on the left-hand touch line, waiting for it to be played out to him, and Kwon picked it up just on the left-hand side, and the miscommunication with Nicky Cadden ultimately sees it go behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, I think with Nicky Cadden, he doesn't always need the ball in behind. He's looking sometimes to shift and use the defender's leg to whip round into dangerous areas where we've seen Hibs be a threat in recent weeks. I think Hibs just need to settle. There is definitely a nervousness in the play, and that does come from the defenders' unforced errors, which we've seen early in this game.
Rangers have it with Yilmaz over on the far side, back to Sterling, and he sweeps it back to Liam Kelly, starting consecutive matches for Rangers for the first time. This is his debut for the club against Dundee before Christmas, and of course has found himself back in the team due to Jack Butland's problem that saw him in hospital last week. Yilmaz with the ball, first time to Czerny, and he's got it first time to Diamonde. He's racing forward into the Hibs box, pulls it back for Egeman. He's on the left, he's now trying to get it onto the right, and it's wide. Another deflection takes it by for a Rangers corner on the left hand side of the goal frame, and it's going to be taken by Hadji quickly. Rolls it low into the box for Czerny. Czerny wasn't set though, blocked by Chris Cadden, and now Boyle's coming away with it. Gets away from Proper's challenge, rolls it right to left of the centre circle now in the Rangers half for Nicky Cadden. Looks up to return it to Boyle, has it right hand side of the Rangers box now. It's a good counter this by Hibs. Hibs captain and number 10 winning the corner off by Rami on this near side as the action flipped from one end to the other. 1-0 Rangers, 12.5 on the clock.
Yeah, Martin Boyle again there, showing how his speed on the counter-attack, which can get Hibs up the pitch, wins another corner. Just beforehand though, that Rangers move all started with a fantastic touch from Reedvan, first time. Not an easy ball to deal with. Egeman for me, I thought he was just going to drop the shoulder and get the shot away, Dodgy, but chop again.
Too long, didn't he?
Yeah.
Nicky Cadden corner from this near side's headed away by Egaman on the 6-yard line and out for a throw-in.
Some game no more open than probably what we thought, but yeah, you're right, it started with Raska and the switch, the Yilmaz touch, the Czerny touch to Egaman. You're thinking, what a goal that would have been. Then Hibs go on that attack, as you say, Scott, with that brilliant touch again from Martin Boyle.
You'd be surprised if this finishes 1-0, put it that way, the goal coming so early in the match as well. Lewis Miller with a long throw into the Rangers box, looking for Bushiri, headed away by Jefty. Chris Cadden gets a touch onto it. Diamonde's won it back. Egaman could perhaps get Václav Černý away as he rifles it forward first time. Černý wide on the right hand side. Hibs trying to scamper back. Černý scampering into the penalty area, rolls it across, and it takes a touch on its way through to Smith. The target of that ball from Černý was by Rami. He's got his head in his hands, because but for the touch he may well have been there with a chance to rifle home.
Yeah, I actually felt Hibs defended that situation well. It looked at one moment it was going to be three against one, but to get back in, Jack Iredale just obviously delays and allows his Hibs teammates to get round about him, and he can't get a clean shot away, Vladislav Černý.
They did in the circumstances, didn't they? Because they were open again after being up the field for a set piece, and I thought Rangers had got them here with that first time Egaman ball to set Černý away.
So 1-0 to Rangers here in the 15th minute. To come later, 2:30 Motherwell against Aberdeen, and then 4 games kick off at 3. Celtic St Mirren, Dundee United Hearts, Kilmarnock Ross County and St Johnstone Dundee. Sports scene highlights of all these matches at 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. Rangers have it with their goalkeeper Kelly. It's not a great ball forward though. It's collected by Kwon in the centre circle. Rolls it to Nicky Cadden to his left, into the midfield for Campbell. Back to Triantis. To the left for Kwon, to the right of the centre circle for Miller. Turns it out to Chris Cadden on this near side. Hibs number 12 knocks it forward to Triantis. Good play initially by Triantis, but he slips and it's easily away in the end by Jefty. Pass away by Rangers is read by Hibs though, and it's picked up on the left hand side. Chance here perhaps for Nicky Cadden. Rolls it back to the edge of the box for Triantis. Goes back to Kwon. Little spin away from Černý. Then out to the left hand side. Hibs have 4 waiting for the cross. Boyle tries to meet it, not quite. Only a couple there. Dwight Gale made the move to the front post too, but neither of them could make clean contact, and Rangers are able to clear their lines, and it stays 1-0 to the visitors.
It's brilliant from Hibs there, finally getting their foot on the ball, making some passes, and it's that cross we spoke about for Nicky Cadden. He just needs a half a yard and he uses Ridvan's leg to whip round into a real dangerous area. A real positive for Hibs, Nicky Cadden, for me. That the delivery is unquestionable how good it is. Dwight Gale and Martin Boyle both know what's coming, so they can make the run early, which is a huge advantage for Hibs.
The right connection, they probably score. It's a brilliant ball, but there's a real, although they're nervous at the back, there's a real authority about Hibs because the results have been getting. They've taken on to this game where they're passing there, probably 5 or 6 passes was brilliant, really good to work into that wide area for that cross.
Just before that, pass their play as well. Jack Iredale on the front foot, obviously intercepting the pass. Maybe things can change the swing of the game, and it's looking as if it's going the way Hibs want to respond to obviously going a goal down.
Well, we heard Philippe Clement before the match. We heard from the Hibs boss, David Gray, as well. He was asked about the fact that Hibs haven't beaten Rangers in a top flight game here at Easter Road since 2006. He was playing that one down. It was Chris Killen scoring either side of a Philippe Chibo goal. Killen and Bardsley would also be sent off as Tony Mowbray inflicted a first defeat as Rangers manager on Paul Le Guen. That's how long ago it was. As David Gray rightly pointed out, they've beaten them in the Championship here since then, and they've had 4 successes in Glasgow. As Diamonde turns and knocks it out to Bayrami, who looks to be onside. Right hand side of the box, Bayrami looks up at the goal. His shot is saved by Smith at the near post. He had Egaman making a move just to the right of the penalty spot as he goes behind for a Rangers corner.
Incredible pass from Diamande there, the vision. Listen, I don't know if he was onside or not, but the vision to see that pass, Rangers in full confidence, is definitely going forward, obviously coming off the back of that Celtic game, but that was a ridiculous pass from Diamande.
He was onside.
Yeah, I think he was onside. Yeah, I think he timed it well, but brilliant pass, you say, Scott, and then he did the right thing because he's no support, drives in at the angle. I'll tell you what, the goalkeeper did well, he stands strong, Jordan Smith.
Černý in swinger with the left boot. It's not the worst delivery. It's flicked away on the 6-yard line by Miller. out to this near side and picked up by Diamonde, lays it off for Bayrami, digs it back out towards Diamonde, back up the line and then infield to Yilmaz, takes a touch, looks up at the box and bends it into the area, beats everyone, but it will pop out to Czerny, right hand side of the Hibs penalty area, onto the left foot, he shoots and he forces the save from Smith with the low drive. Good effort by Czerny, got plenty behind that, and the goalkeeper probably had a few bodies in between him and the ball and did well to get down low and make the save. Rangers though with another corner.
Another big save from Jordan Smith there. Czerny, you know, obviously on that favoured left foot of his, he's looking to get inside and hit that shot, maybe the far post, but he goes for a low drive to the near post, and Jordan Smith meets him with a great save.
Rangers' latest corner, outswinger from Hadji this time, bullet header away by Miller. Czerny has it, plays it infield to Yilmaz. Square ball to Diamonde, looks up at the Hibs box, decides to play it to the overlapping Bayrami, level with the Hibs penalty spot now, inside the box, delicate ball in, the header's in! 2-0! Igaman again, Smith got a touch but couldn't keep it out. Good play by Rangers down the left, as Igaman's header finds the net eventually, and he's into double figures for the season, and Rangers with this renewed belief and energy have taken a 2-goal lead in Leith. Hibernian 0, Rangers 2.
I told you wide areas it's so important for Hibs, playing a 3-5-2 system, and you know it's Bayrami, he's brilliant at it. When Hadji is in the pitch, he fills the wide area. 2v1, far too easy, lovely pick out, it's a great header. Smith nearly gets it, it's a full palm on, it still ends up in the net, but it's brilliant play from Rangers. But down wide areas, Hibs are really suffering.
And that's the thing, Dodgy, if you are going to allow Rangers to cross the ball in for the areas, you've got to defend the box better. Igaman's free. Listen, it's a fantastic finish. Jordan Smith does get a hand on it, but if you're going to give up the areas, then you've got to defend the box a lot better than they have done.
Well, you can clearly see what a 3-0 victory over the champions has done to this Rangers team. And Hibs have it all to do here. The one good thing for them is there's still so much of the game still to go. But they are in a hole here. Not lost for a little while now. Hibs staring down the barrel, but it's a loose one by Rangers at the back. Campbell at the edge of the box. Now it's Boyle, right hand side of the box, pulls it towards the back post area, and Yilmaz nicks it away from Cadden. Nicky Cadden behind for a Hibs corner.
That's for as poor as Hibs have been defensively to Rangers counter-attacks, they look a real threat when they get anywhere near the Rangers back four. Martin Boyle again, a lovely ball across, teasing cross, and Nicky Cadden just can't quite get in at the back post. But there is goals here for Hibs, no question about that. They look a real threat going forward.
Middle to front, really good defensively, as poor as it comes.
In comes the corner, and the header's over. I'm not sure Triantis knew too much about it. It's bobbled off a Rangers shirt last, and behind for another Hibernian corner from that far side. The Hibs left as they attack the goal to the right. They trail 2-0. They need the next goal.
Yeah, they do for sure. Martin Boyle there with a fantastic ball in. They look to go on the end of one of them now.
Second chance for Boyle, and it comes towards the back post. Not as good this time, and Liam Kelly clutches and holds on. 2 clean sheets in his 2 Rangers appearances for Liam Kelly. He'll be desperate to add a third today, and that was a good claim by the goalkeeper. But it does appear as though Danilo will be knocking on the door, having returned to fitness, and there's chat that Dessers is out the door. It does look like Igaman's the first choice striker for Rangers just now, and he's justified that with his 2 goals today.
Yeah, not just for his goals return. I think he leads the line really well, Liam. I think he's got that strength, and that's why Rocky Bashiri was worried at the first goal. He's a bag of tricks, he's so positive, he loves a nutmeg, he's a showboater at times, but he plays the line well and works it back. Whatever defence, he works really well. Good
triangular passes by Rangers on the right, and now Ridvan Yilmaz has it, moving up towards the box. Czerny's there in the overlap, but he waited too long and at least used him as the decoy initially, and that allowed Hibs to get bodies in the way as the ball's played up the left-hand touchline. Boyle can't control it, bobbles off his left foot, and out for a Rangers throw-in over on the far side, midway inside their own half.
Ridvan had the chance there, maybe a second or so before that, to slip in Czerny. It was great football initially from Rangers. I think obviously back on again, I think big thing for me at Dodgy, obviously watching him this season, I think he enjoys the contact with defenders. I think you talk about putting himself about, he does it a lot better than Dessers for me, and I think that's why he gets a lot of his chances, because he's willing to put the contact. When a ball is up to him, the defenders maybe favour it, they don't get a clean clearance because he's always looking to make contact.
Jeffrey down the left-hand side, out to the touchline for Hadji. Comes up to about level with the 18-yard line at the left angle of the box. His cross is met by the head of Miller, and behind for yet another Rangers corner.
Go on, Liam. It's how easy it is again. 2v1, he could have, although he crosses it, the FD could have just take a touch again and rolled it wide in 2v1 in wide areas, but puts in the cross, Hibs defend it, but it's really worrying for Hibs that they could get done again. And as Scott said, once the cross going, you've got to defend your striker, and they've not done that so far in the game.
Rangers corner, Czerny with an outswinger towards the penalty spot. He's beaten everyone again. Can come all the way through to Yilmaz. He's got Diamonde right hand side of the box. Diamonde takes a touch down to the byline, pulls it back, and it's away by Gale. Hibs get it clear. And there's no outball up there. Everyone was back to defend the corner, so Rangers have it back with Jeffrey, who's bumped to the ground by Gale. And that's a Rangers free kick, level with the edge of the centre circle to the left of it, right down in front of David Gray's dugout. It's just one defeat in 8 for Hibs coming into this one. That was at Celtic Park, and the 3-0 loss they took that day was extremely harsh on them. It was a really decent Hibs performance, and Nikola Kukarevich was guilty of missing a couple of glorious opportunities for them that afternoon, but that their only loss in 8. But they're up against it here. Rangers leading by 2-0, both scored by Hamza Igaman, who is on 10 for the season now, just 2 behind top scorer Dessers, who's on the bench. Here's Jeffrey coming through, disguised ball left hand side of the box by Rami, shoots left of the 6-yard area, but he doesn't get enough on it to test Smith. Truly, he holds on comfortably the low effort, and it stays Hibs 0, Rangers 2.
Hibs struggling to deal with that interchange between Hadji and Barami there with the run out behind the Hibs defence. It's communication. I think Hibs looked a bit reluctant to push whether it's Lewis, Miller, Iredale right out when the ball goes wide, but they need to get some sort of pressure on Rangers in areas or they're going to concede more goals.
It's Kwan left of the centre circle, back to Iredale, onto the touchline for Nicky Cadden. First time in field to Kwan, spins away from Diamonde and then rolls it back to Bushiri. And out to Miller on this near side. Across the halfway line goes Lewis Miller, wearing the number 2, his manager wore with distinction here. He's given it away, but so too is Nicholas Raskin. And now there's Kwan in the centre circle. It's another poor ball, though. It's straight onto the chest of Jeffrey on this near side. Chris Cadden putting the pressure on, looking to win the throw-in, which he does. But level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. It's into Campbell, back to Chris Cadden, then back up the line to Miller. Miller then taking it forward, out to Chris Cadden, looks up, gets the cross ball in. It's headed away by Sterling. He found Czerny as well. It's a really good header in the end from Dujon Sterling as Czerny comes across the halfway line on the far side. Rolls it back to Yilmaz and then infield to Igaman. Short ball to Raskin and then into the centre circle for Diamonde, who sweeps it out to Jeffrey on this left-hand side. Onto the touchline for Hadji. And a right foot ball back into his own half for Robin Proper, who scored his first Rangers goal against Celtic on Thursday. Sterling's low ball as it's moved out to the right-hand side for Yilmaz. Infield to Raskin. And back to Sterling. Rangers in no rush at the moment as it's played forward to Igaman in the centre circle. Back to Robin Proper. Now Jeffrey has it on this near side. Suddenly Hibs can't get the ball.
No rush, but the passing's sharp and crisp, and it's moving Hibs about, and it's a thing that Rangers, when they had their period where they were struggling, just didn't move the ball quickly enough. But in and out of possession, aggressive when they go and press, and when they have the ball they move it so sharp and quick that teams are not getting close to them.
I mean, when you compare and contrast the passing and the movement from Rangers here and against Celtic, and those two performances against St Mirren and Motherwell, it's astonishing. So pedestrian in those two games in Paisley and Lanarkshire, but they've certainly upped the ante.
Yeah, but it just shows you a result against your fierce rivals, the confidence you can take from it as a group. Obviously before that game we were talking about Rangers obviously being down for a lot of injuries, but that team, they look together, they're moving it quick and aggressive as Dodgy says, but from a Hibs point of view, yes, they have the free at the back, but there comes a point where you have to engage with guys in the wide areas and they just aren't doing it, so it's making it really comfortable for Rangers to move the ball about.
I know Hibs have done well in that back three, but I was worried when I saw their shape because I know what Rangers can do and I've seen it, and then the way the interchange with Hadji and Bayrami, I just think I would just plug those gaps today and just go a back four and get two in wide areas. I think it would help Hibs, I really would.
Well, stop the threat that Rangers are obviously posing to Hibs in this first half. That is the glaring area where they can get joy against this Hibs side. So come half time, David Gray tactically might change it. Hibs need to find a way back into the game, whereas Rangers, they don't need to go for broke for another goal at this moment in time. They can rest with the ball as they're doing at this moment in time.
Another glaring area for Rangers is the fact they've dropped points in 6 of their 9 away league games this season. That's why they're so much in arrears at the top of the Premiership. As it stands, they get it back to 8, and they've still got a lot of work to do if they're going to push Celtic across the season, be it they did on the afternoon on Thursday. Bayrami knocks it off Campbell and out for a Rangers throw-in on this near side, just inside their own half. Jeffrey in front of his baseball cap-clad manager Philippe Clement down there. Jeffrey pulls it back to Proper. It's more rain than sleet, I think, that's coming down, where it's pretty poor conditions out there for the players. Maybe they prefer the slick surface. I suppose these two guys to my right would have preferred the surfaces as they are, given probably as attacking players it makes your job perhaps a little bit easier and a bit more difficult for the defending side of things.
Yeah, listen, the pitch looks perfect to me. Obviously getting that weight of pass right. Hibs in midfield, to be fair, they have been a bit sloppy with some of their passes, a bit careless. If you're on the front foot and that ball's zipped into you, you can open up better on your first touch away from the defender and at each other's back fours.
2-0 Rangers, just about to move on to the half-hour mark. It's Nicky Cadden with a free kick into the Rangers box, comes off Campbell's head, goes back towards his own goal, finds Kwan. Out to the left for Nicky Cadden again. It's probably Nicky Cadden's worst cross of the season, and a season of excellent crosses as he puts it up high into the away fans in the south stand, and it stays Hibs 0, Rangers 2.
Monday did well to put him under pressure. It was no easy one from deep as well. It was probably 35 yards out away in that left hand side and just gets across all wrong, as you say. He's had one really good one in this game, but not enough. They can't get the ball to their wing backs because Rangers have so much possession.
Rangers away day blues goes back into last season as well. If you take the entirety of last season into account, they've dropped points in 13 of their last 29 away league games. You don't win the league if you spill points as often as that in away matches. You don't, and although it's different times of the season, it's very similar when you look at those St Mirren and Motherwell results just a couple of weeks ago, and then you look at what happened to them last year when they went to Ross County and then Dundee. Those were the away games that really killed Rangers, and it could do this season again. Yeah, because they're matching Celtic as far as accumulation of home points is concerned. Nicky Cadden was on the receiving end of a pretty tough challenge. There's a little delay going on here just to check for a possible red card, which has got the Hibs supporters excited. So there is a little bit of a delay, but that check is complete. It's no red card. So the game will continue without that. It was a robust challenge by Diamonde on Nicky Cadden, and studs were on the ankle, but no red card. In comes the free kick, right hand side of the box. Miller heads it towards Campbell. He turns and shoots. It's blocked. Bushiri's in there. Bushiri lays it back to Boyle. Goal! Oh, Martin Boyle's brought this game back to life big time. 32 minutes played. Bushiri did so well there. Turned it to the left for Boyle, who hammers it into the bottom reverse right corner. And it's game on again at Easter Road. Hibernian 1, Rangers 2.
We spoke about the set pieces for Hibs and how important they can be to get you back in the game, and it's proved so. The diagonal to Lewis Miller, who in fairness is really good at attacking that ball from that area, back across Rocky Bushiri with a lovely set pass for Martin Boyle.
Checking an offside here, Scott. Just you continue and I'll let you know how that goes.
A lovely deft touch from Rocky Bushiri, unexpected right enough, but to Martin Boyle, who for me has been a real threat for Hibs in this first half. managed to get another goal for Hibs. Fantastic.
Well, you'll hope that he's got another goal for Hibs. It would be his 7th of the season, but they're checking for a possible offside earlier in the move, just after the free kick was taken.
Maybe Bashiri coming back the way. I thought he was going to flick it on because there was a Hibs player behind him, and he does brilliantly. Brings it down well.
Goal's good.
There you go. They needed it. The next goal was so important. We've been here so many times. Teams with a 2-0 lead to get a third. Rangers are in cruise control, but Hibs get right back in it. Bashiri does ever so well, as we said. Thought he was going to flick it on with his head. He doesn't. He brings it down, shows composure, rolls it to Boyle, and it's a brilliant finish on his left foot. Angles it away from Kelly into that far corner.
Well, we knew he wasn't going to finish 1-0. Knew that.
He did say, yeah.
An early point.
It just shows you how important set pieces are, though, in these type of games. Whether that's first contact or second contact, Hibs obviously surrounded the Rangers box and managed to get back into the game through that route.
Diamonde to Czerny wins the throw-in for Rangers on the far side, midway inside the Hibs half. So Hibs back in the mix here.
I'm saying that as the set-piece king sitting next to me, Billy Dodds.
Aye, a long time ago.
Very long time ago. Long ball from Iredale up towards halfway. Sterling control, the ref allowing Rangers to play on here. Hibs felt they should have had a free kick, I think perhaps for handball against Sterling. It's Rangers who have it with Gefty back to Raskin, and then out to the left for Gefty again. Low ball back to Raskin, who's skippering Rangers again today in the absence of James Tavernier, and the job Yilmaz is doing on the far side, and it looked like Yilmaz might be out the door a couple of times over the course of the last couple of windows. There was talk about him potentially leaving this month as well. I know they've let young Robbie Fraser go to Livingston on loan just now, but Tavernier might struggle to dislodge Ridvan Yilmaz if he continues to look as comfortable as he has done over on the right hand side of the Rangers defence. Anyway, it's going to be a throw into the visitors on this near side in front of the Hibs technical area, but David Gray, Scott, will be absolutely elated that they've managed to hit back, because actually their reaction to losing the 2 goals has been pretty good.
Yeah, it has. Listen, I felt Hibs obviously from the first half, they have been poor defensively, but they have looked a threat.
Eagleman was almost onto that there. I think he might well have been coming from an onside position as well, as it was threaded through to him, but Smith reads it, comes to the edge of his box to claim.
Got a real open game though, haven't we? And it's enjoyable, and you were right to point out, Scott, we thought Hibs might sit in, but because they're at home, they've maybe been forced to attack, they've been in good form, so they're going to have a go. That's suited Rangers at times, but Rangers creating chances, but you always felt next goal crucial, and they're right back in it.
Raskin, long ball looking for Czerny, but again it's too close to the Hibs keeper. Smith bowls it with both hands out to the left hand side for Nicky Cadden. Now back with Iredale on the far side. It's not a great ball out of defence though by Iredale, straight to Yilmaz. Now Diamonde out to the right hand side for Czerny, attacking the Hibs box. Iredale redeems himself slightly by making the block and putting it behind for a Rangers corner. It is Hibs 1, Rangers 2 here. We're in the final 10 minutes of the opening 45.
Although Iredale gives the ball there, I'm looking at him there on the ball looking for... He's in a position where he's looking at his teammates' body language of who really wants the ball there. Cohen was hiding behind someone. I think it was Nicky Cadden wasn't really in a position to receive the ball. So it was all he could actually do at that moment in time. But as a player, you can tell off a player's body language if they really want the ball. Cohen has got to give him an option there.
There weren't many options, that's for sure.
Out-swinging corner for Rangers into the box. It comes allowed to bounce, but Hibs get away with it. Breaks to Bayrami, back to Yilmaz. Scuffed effort towards the box is cut out. On this near side, Bayrami gets back onto it after a poor touch by Triantis. Breaks to Bayrami again from Proper, level with the penalty spot. Pulls it back the edge of the box for Czerny, who couldn't resist the shot. And it's high into the famous 5 stand. And it stays Hibs 1, Rangers 2.
Yeah, he was always going to hit it, wasn't he? And the one thing he had to do with this surface and these conditions is keep it down, use the surface, skid it along the ground, see if it takes a deflection, a mistake. But when you sky like that, there's no chance of scoring a goal.
Jordan Smith to take. As I said, Rangers back in action during the week. They are at Dens Park on Thursday, 8 o'clock kickoff. Live on Sportsound. Wednesday, it's Kilmarnock, Motherwell and Celtic Dundee United as clubs play their games in hand. Hibs have it. Right hand side of the Rangers box with Boyle. He's done well to win the corner off Proper. Hibernian corner, main stand side. This near side, the Hibs right, as they attack the goal to the right, and they've got a chance to put the Rangers defence under pressure again here. 37.5 on the clock. They've just got themselves back into it. Can they find an equaliser here?
And another set piece, Scott.
Another set piece, Nicky Cadden. So we're looking for, we've seen his delivery. It's fantastic. Real chance here for Hibs. Martin Boyle again, hold up play. A real outlet for Hibs.
In swinger from Nicky Cadden in towards the back post, but Liam Kelly claims brilliantly, and he's looking to launch it forward quickly for Czerny. Long ball from Kelly. Underneath it is Iredale. Left-footed first-time clearance into the Rangers half, collected beautifully by Nicky Cadden on this near side. Triantis is fouled by Raskin. He got a bit fortunate there, Nectarios Triantis, because a quick-fire ball back to Nicky Cadden looked the option. He decided to turn back on himself and ran into trouble, but he was brought crashing to the ground, and Hibs have a free kick just outside that centre circle to the right of it in the Rangers half.
As Lewis Miller makes his way over to that outside position, looking to get on the end of this, he'll be the guy they're aiming for.
Yeah, Triantis, he's found him as well. He heads it back towards the penalty spot, and Hadji nods it behind for the corner. Well, Scott Allen saw that a mile away.
Go for
Rangers defence didn't.
Yeah, if he goes for the far corner, whether it goes in or not, that's where the players are. So if it isn't, if he doesn't have the power, can Dwight Gale get on the end it? Can Martin Boyle get on the end it? But he actually puts it back in the area where the strikers weren't. But listen, Hibs a real threat from that area. Lewis Miller, we know from cross balls, is a threat.
Nicky Cadden again then, left-footed. Corner comes in, flicked away by Sterling this time. And that's going to go out for a throw into Hibs over by the corner flag on the other side. But there's a head knock, which John Beaton has stopped play for. Less than 6 minutes to go in this first half. 2-1 Rangers.
Yes, I'm really enjoying the game, but you're on the money, Scott, with the run from Miller. But again, you're right, head it in front of the players. If it doesn't get in, then they could just gamble and knock it into the net, but get it towards goal. I'm not saying towards the goalkeeper, but just flick it. But he heads it back the way that lets Rangers recover to get it away. But set pieces, as you said, so important.
He was deep in the Rangers box. It wasn't like he was at the edge of the box where you're helping it across. If he goes for that area in the 6-yard box, it's a chance of getting a tap in.
Thrown in the box is cleared, and there's a foul as well on Diamande, so that's going to be a free kick to Rangers inside their own penalty box.
Just on Yilmaz, for me, obviously playing a left footer, obviously playing it right back. Because Rangers have been playing that crisp passing, when he does come inside and Czerny's looking to go on the overlap, it's an easier pass for him, whereas Tavernier's always on the outside. But because it's a natural left footer, he can actually play that through ball in behind the opposition defences, which he has done in the last 2 games. So although he's not natural right footed, because he's left footed, it gives him a different option in terms of creating for Czerny.
Here's Jeffrey for Rangers. Switch of play to Yilmaz. Controls on the chest, under pressure from Nicky Cadden. Rolls it back to Sterling, who knocks it into midfield for Raskin. Back out onto Yilmaz on the touchline. Field to do John Sterling again, and now proper to Hadji. His first goal of the season against Celtic the other day. He opened the scoring. Need his first goal after the contract wrangle that looked like it was ending his Ibrox career. As Yilmaz picks up on the right-hand side and moves it back into his own half for Diamande. Then Raskin. There's certainly talking about the fact that Egeman may well be first choice striker for Philippe Clement now. Raskin and Diamande look like the first picks for those 2 midfield positions, Billy.
Oh, they do, and they play with that energy and pace and quickness. A good ball for Raskin, but nobody can go on the end of it, Liam. But it's weird, because the Hibs goal was kind of put the brakes on Rangers as an attacking force, just to say, right, let's get to half time and make sure we're still leading the game. We can have a wee chat and maybe get things going again. But Hibs realise they're right back in it, and they've got a bit of confidence from the goal, definitely.
2-1 Rangers, approaching the half-time interval, just 3 minutes away now. This midday kick-off. It is Hibs with Triantis, finds Gale at the edge of the box. His first time ball towards Boyles, cut out by Proper, and Rangers are able to clear. Raskin with a cushion header to Egeman, who's popped up on the left-hand side of his own half, and he's had it nicked off him by Miller, who knocks it to the right of the box for Campbell, who wins Hibs a corner, their latest one. There's been plenty of those for both teams. in this first half. Hibs looking to find an incredible equaliser before the half-time break.
Yeah, I think it's testament to how Hibs have reacted since the second goal. I think Hadji and Journey have been very quiet the last 10 minutes. And Hibs did actually get the corner from their defence, obviously been up in the halfway line and squeezing Rangers and putting them under real pressure. Now Rangers can't find out ball.
Nicky Cadden in, another decent delivery into the 6-yard box, but headed away by Proper. Egeman completes the clearance, and then Iredale, facing his own goal, decides to whip it up high into the Leith sky. It drops down in the Rangers box and cleared by Sterling out to this near side.
That's what Rocky Bashiri should have done. Absolutely. I'm just thinking that, Scott, and take no chances, and it ends up putting Rangers under pressure, just especially when the surface is like this and it's skidding, it could go away for you. I thought they'd made another mistake, hooks it on, and they nearly got a chance out of it.
Rangers able to get it away from a Hibs throw-in on this near side. It is over on the Hibs right. Chris Cadden can't keep it in play, and it bobbles and bounces out for a throw into Rangers on this near side. I believe there's going to be 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half as it stands. Hibs 1, Rangers 2. By Rami to Egeman. His ball forwards cut out by Miller just inside his own half. Finds Bushiri and then to Iredale in the centre circle. Knocks it forward to Campbell. It's a poor touch straight to Bayrami. Now Raskin finds Yilmaz, back to Sterling. He rolls it back to Liam Kelly. He's got time to take a touch in the 6-yard box. Finds Raskin, who plays the first time pass out to this near side for Jefty. He'll win the throw-in off Chris Cadden, though a couple of the Hibs players and supporters felt there was a hand used there by Jefty. Throw into Rangers on this near side. Knocking on half-time, we're in the 45th minute.
Seeing that instance there, Lewis Miller, when Barami comes across trying to find that space that Hadji's vacated, he's tight. It allows Chris Cadden to then get up and put the pressure on Hefty and stop Rangers in their tracks. That's what they weren't doing early in the game, and Rangers were getting a lot of joy from it.
Well, Rangers started brightly, themselves into a 2-goal lead thanks to a brace from Egeman. Martin Boyle, though, has turned the temperature up with that goal. Rangers give it away, and now Nicky Cadden driving forward, left-hand side of the centre circle to Gale. It's a poor ball. He was looking for Triantis. Gives it straight back to Rangers. It was a gift, really. Here's Yilmaz. Diamonde's ahead of him, and it's Yilmaz looking in there to knock it through to Egeman. It doesn't reach him, though, and it almost came to Hadji just outside the Hibs box, but it comes right through to Jordan Smith. He gets it clear. It looked like an opening for Rangers there. He tried to re-establish a 2-goal cushion. Triantis holds off Raskin. Another ball given away, though. Triantis this time, poor touch. Yilmaz won back by Hibs. Kwon with the header back to Iredale, and then out to that left-hand side for Nicky Cadden. The roar from the Hibs fans as they tried to drive their team on to an equaliser before half-time. Nicky Cadden's gone in on Raskin, who's left in a crumpled heap on the pitch on the far side. John Beaton's allowing Rangers an advantage here, though. Raskin still down. Czerny, right-hand side of the Hibs box. Boyle slides in and does really well. It's good play by Martin Boyle, and then he's fouled by Czerny, and that'll be a free kick to Hibs over on the far side. But there's a yellow card coming out here for Nicky Cadden for the challenge on Raskin. Hibs 1, Rangers 2.
I've not seen a replay, but I think that's harsh, because he's gone to ground, he's slid in, he's won the ball. Yeah, momentum is taking him on to Raskin. I'd be angry not getting a yellow for that.
He just overruns it, doesn't he? Just a quick one there. Me and Dodge were laughing at there when Martin Boyle obviously doing the work for the team back in that full back area. As soon as he took that touch, he knew he was going to cut across, and as soon as he felt the contact go down, using all his experience to buy Hibs a foul.
The old collapsible legs.
I think that's known as the Graham Shinnie, isn't it? Shinnie's an expert at it. As Hibs take a throw in on the far side, Nicky Cadden back to Kwon. Left of the centre circle, finds Triantis. A long ball out to this right-hand side for Chris Cadden. Good control by Chris Cadden. Little dinked ball into the box is blocked there. Campbell's header blocked by Proper, who claims goal kick, and the referee agrees. No corner. We've played the 2 minutes that were added on at the end of the first half. So it's looking like Rangers will continue to lead this match at the break, but they're very much in a match here.
That's definitely game on now. It's been a fantastic first half.
Goal kick here for Rangers, but the half-time whistle will go as soon as Liam Kelly boots this ball forward once he's sorted his studs out with the posts there. Right-footed ball forward from the Rangers keeper, but this will be half-time. And there you go. It's in the melting pot at Easter Road. Didn't look like it was going to be at this stage. And Rangers raced into a 2-goal lead inside 20 minutes. Hamza Igaman rolling home the opener after just 4. Hadji involved on the left-hand side. Bushiri and Lewis Miller had an inauspicious start to proceedings with mistakes, and Igaman with a header capitalised on the former's error. And there was a header which Smith, the goalkeeper, got a decent touch to, but he couldn't keep it out as it ended up in the top right corner of the net. So 2-0 Rangers at that point. Hibs, though, fought back. Their reaction to conceding both goals actually was pretty good. They look a constant threat when they come forward. Defensively, there's issues there for David Gray. It's not the first time he's had to deal with that in his tenure as Hibs manager, which is still a relatively short tenure. But the man who scored that late Scottish Cup final winner against Rangers to end that long wait for that trophy to come back here was absolutely delighted when one of his fellow squad members that day, Martin Boyle, from Rocky Bushiri in the Rangers box, found himself in space left-hand side of the area, and he lashed home into the bottom right corner to give Hibs a chance. That goal timed on 33 minutes. Very much then, game on here at a wet and cold Easter Road, where the half-time scoreline is Hibernian 1, Rangers 2.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sports Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and on BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Off the ball and in! What a strike! What a goal!
On BBC iPlayer and Sounds.
When I was young, I was ferocious.
A new documentary and podcast look at the life and career of Sir Alex Ferguson.
I think he's the best manager of all time.
Everything he touched was successful.
That passion and desire to win.
Just how did a boy from Govan go on to become one of the most iconic managers in the game?
We don't only build boats on the Clyde.
He controlled everything. Ferguson was every department.
The minute I entered into it at 32 years of age, I couldn't fail.
The story of one of football's true sporting giants. Sir Alex. Watch on iPlayer. Listen on BBC Sounds.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. A busy old day ahead with a full card in the top flight. Our first commentary match coming from Easter Road. Hibs 1, Rangers 2. A double from Igaman, 4 and 19 minutes. Martin Boyle pulling one back on 32 minutes, and plenty of chances at both ends. A very open and exciting game. Just a reminder what's coming up later today. It's a 2:30 start. Motherwell at home to Aberdeen. Celtic against St Mirren. That's 3 o'clock. There's option of open all mics or commentary from that one. Also 3 o'clock starts. Dundee United Hearts, Kilmarnock at Ross County, and St Johnstone against Dundee. And a reminder, we're on the telly today. We are on BBC Scotland from 4:30. We're with you right through until 6 o'clock on the radio. So plenty more to bring you on Sports Sound. Let's get to our pundits at Easter Road. Let's hear first of all from Scott Allen. Scott, a really enjoyable open game this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic game for the neutral. I think David Gray will be really disappointed in terms of how his side have defended at times in this game, but the reaction he'll be really pleased about. Hibs have looked a constant threat when they have got at Rangers. Martin Boyle been a key factor and actually held the ball up well. He's been very unselfish, and when he got half a chance he took it, and Hibs are right back in the game. The
concern, Scott, will obviously be the big gaps, particularly in the centre of that Hibs defence early on.
Yeah, listen, me and Dodgy spoke about it throughout the first half there. The spaces for Rangers to play in the wide areas outside the two wide centre-backs, it's clear to see in the stadium. So as the game has went on, though, they've managed to get the distances a lot better and put some real pressure on the Rangers players that were causing all sorts of problems early on in the game. I just think from a Hibs point of view, these set pieces which we spoke about, they've been crucial again. Lewis Miller a threat, but the problems that Hibs do have at the back, there's always a chance that they might just give a goal away, and that's absolutely what happened to Rocky Bushiri. He's got to defend a lot better, but David Gray will know that. It's a big January coming. There is already outgoings for Hibs, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hibs maybe get 1 or 2 in that area to improve the side.
A very bright start to the game for Rangers, Billy, but a bit nervous towards the break there after Martin Boyle pulled one back.
That's down to Hibs, Kenny. Yes, I think what we were talking about pre-match, when how Rangers had to go about it, that aggressive, quick style. They did that. They're fully confident. They were murdering Hibs in wide areas. But Scott correctly pointed out, once the cross comes in, if you're going to give up those wide areas 2v1, and that's what Hibs have done, you've got to defend. And the lone striker, Igaman, is not picked up for both. Now, take nothing away from him. 2 brilliant finishes. I mean, one lasered home with the left foot, one with the head. Thought the goalkeeper had it, but just it's not his fault. He just pawed it into the net. There's nothing he could do. But the cross is coming in, and Igaman is free in both, and you can see the confidence surging through Rangers. Hibs did brilliantly to get back in it, because they get the goal. The third goal was so important. We've said it so many times in football. When you're 2-0 up, whatever team you need, the team that's 2-0 down needs the next goal, and that's exactly what Hibs done. And then they were putting the pressure on with those set pieces where they're really dangerous at. So I've loved the game. It's been really open, played at a brilliant pace, and I think there'll be more goals to come.
Yeah, just seen a replay of that first goal from Igaman. Billy Scott was speaking during commentary about what he offers in comparison to Desters, a bit more physicality. Talk to us, that's your position. Talk to us about what you see in Igaman as a striker.
He just watts whatever, if it's a back 3 or a back 4, he just watts the defence ever so hard, and as Scott said, he likes that contact. He's a strong lad, and you could see with the first goal, I'm sure you saw it yourself, Bashiri was worried because of that physicality, and he could have gone back to the goalkeeper, he could have hooked it, whether it's out the park or back up the park, but he decides to try and be cute and use his head to flick it back the way to come away with the ball. But Igaman was so strong, put him under pressure, nicked it, and then fed it wide and got himself in the box. So he's so positive as well. He's so technical, skillful. I mean, you could count, I think the people started doing it, count how many nutmegs he gets, but he's so direct when he does it. He's a box of tricks. But the biggest thing is he plays basic. He holds it, he links it, and he gets in the box, and that's what's got him his success so far this season, especially since he's come into the team. And then the likes of Dessers has just dropped out the picture.
As I've been saying, a full card in the top flight today. Billy, let's just have a look through some of the games, all covered of course on Sports. And there's a 2:30 start at Fir Park. Aberdeen 9 without a win. You've been saying, John Robertson said the same, Willie Miller, Billy, that just you can clearly see a lack of confidence in the side right now, but also a lack of energy for the Dons.
Yeah, and they've got to find it from somewhere. It's a bit like Rangers with the 2 results against St Mirren and then Motherwell. They found an energy against Celtic. Aberdeen have got to do the same. They might not play well in the game, Kenny, that's my key point. But if you've got that energy and that speed, whether aggression, whether you're pressing the ball or whether you're moving when you're in possession, even if you're not playing well, you tend to get better results because you're just going about it with the right attitude. That's what Aberdeen have to find. Momentum grows both ways. They got it at the start of the season when they couldn't lose a match even when they weren't playing well. But the momentum goes the other way when you're not winning games, and it doesn't matter if you play well, you can't get a result. So that's where Aberdeen are, but they have to find that energy you're talking about in the game today.
Yeah, they'll find it tough. Motherwell, it's been a good start to the season for them. They got to the semi-finals of the League Cup. They're in the top 6 as things stand. Celtic at home to St Mirren, a 3 o'clock kick-off. Scott, option as I said of open all mics or full commentary from that one. You would expect a big reaction from Brendan Rodgers' side this afternoon.
Yeah, listen, I think obviously you could tell from Brendan Rodgers' interview, I felt that he was surprised from the man on which his team played with and without the ball, which we haven't associated with this Celtic side so far this season. So the fans, the players, everybody would want a huge reaction, and it is a game you would expect Celtic to take full control and win. But listen, that's the biggest thing. What type of performance are they going to get? Because I don't think anyone's seen what was coming against Rangers.
No, and St Mirren, there's a lot of St Mirren fans saying that was their worst performance of the season down at Rugby Park. Moving on to Tannadice, Billy Dodds, Willie Miller will be there for us. Dundee United at home to Hearts. United have got to be one of the stories of this season, and as a fellow manager, you know how tough it can be. You'll be delighted, I'm sure, for Jim Goodwin, because he took a lot of knocks over the past couple of years.
He's come through tough times, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And even when he was winning the championship with Dundee United, there was a few grumbling, and I think it's a brilliant mindset to have, where you go and find a formula to win games, especially when you step up a level to the Premier League, and that's what his team have done, and they've grown with momentum. They don't play, and this is no slight in Jim and his team, they don't play out and out open attacking football. They are hard to beat. They make themselves hard to beat by working ever so hard, got a good shape about them, and then they've got the big boy up front, Dalby, where he's scoring goals, yeah, and he could leave. That would be a big blow to them, Kenny, if he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they find a way. They've got that balance of defending properly and taking whatever chances come their way, and that's why they're on this run.
Yeah, Jim Goodwin was saying the other day, he said, look, of course we're trying to get a deal done there, but the problem now is with this success, there will be other clubs interested in him, so hopefully they can get that deal done. Up against a Hearts side, a very important win for them against Motherwell. 2 fantastic saves from Craig Gordon right at death. They're 5 points clear of St Johnstone at the foot of the table. Kilmarnock, Scott, they're at home to Ross County this afternoon. Kilmarnock very good against St Mirren. County at last finding a bit of form on the road, so that could be a tricky challenge for Derek McInnes's side today.
Yeah, it could be. Obviously County putting the back-to-back away performances, which before that was obviously such a long time that they had done that, but they do have players in their side who can hurt you. But I do feel Kilmarnock, a lot of young players, well, Fraser Murray's come in, been on great form. I like the striker. I just think Derek McInnes, it's a game where he goes and wins today. Ross County, yes, it was a great performance away to Aberdeen, but I would expect Kelly to come away with that today.
St Johnstone, bottom of the table. They are at home to Dundee this afternoon. Billy, we've had a lot of our pundits saying they've got quite big concerns for Saints right now. With a St Johnstone fan joined us in the programme yesterday, he shared these concerns. It's a worrying time for them, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're 5 points behind at this time of the season, you've got to start worrying. What I would say is, and I'm sure all St Johnstone fans will be the same, it's probably a better attacking brand of football, but it's left them so exposed at the back. And I talked about the balance with Jim Goodwin, defending properly, taking chances when they come their way. I think St Johnstone, Simo Valakari's maybe got to have a look at that and maybe think, right, let's just be a bit more solid to beat, and we'll still maybe create a chance or two within the game, and hopefully we can take them and win the game, get 3 points and get some confidence going. But when you're down there playing attacking football but exposed and you're losing games, the confidence drains, Ken. It's simple.
Yeah, Tony Docherty was absolutely fizzing after that Derby defeat. It's been a bit of a stop-start season for them. I know they've had their injury issues. You look at the position, they're 9th in the table. They're 5 points off the top 6, 7 points clear of St Johnstone, who are bottom of the table. So a reminder, open all nights to come from 3 o'clock on Sports, and it's a 2:30 start. Motherwell against Aberdeen, of course, will be right across that from kick-off. There's also the option today of commentary from Celtic Park. Celtic at home to St Mirren, and we're on BBC Scotland this afternoon from 4:30 until 5:30. Sports on the radio right through until 6 o'clock. Between 5 and 6, all the reaction to come from our pundits and from the managers. So looking ahead to the second half in our first commentary match of the day at Easter Road, Scott, what will the message be from David Gray to the Hibs players at half-time?
Fast start to the second half. They obviously didn't get off to the greatest in the first. That will be the main. They're now causing Rangers problems, which they didn't early on in the first half. So get off to a good start, put them under pressure. Can you make contact with these Rangers players who can cause threats? Because they didn't, and that's where the problems came from. But as the game went on, you could see they'd suss Rangers out a little bit, and that's where the chances started coming from.
Rangers 61% possession, 11 shots to 4 for the home side there at Easter Road. Billy, Philippe Clement fairly happy right now, but also I guess a wee bit concerned because at 2-0 it looked as if they could get one more and put the game to bed. Right now it's very much in the balance.
It is, and he'll be probably saying to his players, look, get back to the way we started. Let's get this ball moving quickly, get it to wide areas so we can 2v1 them. Hibs can't respond and get players out into those wide areas quickly enough, whether it's through the thirds of the pitch. But if you can get it high and wide early, get the crosses in the box, you can see what we can do, the damage. But the Hibs goal sort of put the brakes on Rangers, Kenny, from an attacking force, and I think we're glad they deserved to win the game, but they were glad to get in at half time just to to reboot really and have a word with one another on how we're going to go about get the third goal and go on to win the game. But they have to get back to the way they started and making sure they're moving that ball quickly. They're aggressive as we said at the start of the game, but if we can get into wide areas, we'll get crosses in the box, just go and get a third.
You guys have been speaking about Yilmaz on the right hand side. He's done well again today, as he did in the Old Firm game. Talk to us all about Yefty on the left hand side. Do you like him?
Oh, I really like him, yeah. I think he's always played with the right attitude, even when Rangers were losing games. He was the one that showed like a willingness and wants to go about his job properly, and I think that's why the Rangers fans have grown to really like him. Had to work on his defensive responsibilities a little bit. I think he's done that. He gets forward. I think technically you can see when he first came in the team, he was just whipping cross after cross. If he can get in those wide areas, he doesn't think twice about putting a good ball in the box or having a strike at goal. And I think the Rangers fans love Jeffy, and I really like him as a player.
Scott, we've spoken a lot about the impact of the Cardinals when to see the Hibs players coming back out. Another player we've spoken a lot about this season. He got off a slow start. I guess the team did as well. Maybe confidence as a whole was low. But Martin Boyle looks to be getting back to his best.
Yeah, listen, I know Martin really well and I know what he offers. With Martin Boyle, it's very simple. You put the ball in front of him and let him run into it. When he's in that area and around defences, he causes problems because he's so slight of feet, he's sharp. As me and Dodgy spoke about in commentary, he's looking for contact. He might go down sometimes, but because defenders are scared of him, you have to get him in the areas. Earlier on in the season, whether it was the shape or just in terms of the confidence of the team, he spent most of his work in his own half. When you get him in opposition halves, he will cause problems because he can finish as well.
He's a major threat. Let's get back for second half commentary. Hibs against Rangers with Scott Allen, Billy Dodds and Liam McLeod.
Rangers will kick off the second half. They do so just now with Bayrami pushing it back to Raskin, going left to right in one of their change kits. The dark blue and red, Hibs in their green and white, and Hibs shooting right to left towards the famous five end, as they tend to do in the second half of matches here at Easter Road. The floodlights are on. The rain and sleet continues to fall down on the pitch. Just looking quite bare in some parts. The players not letting that affect them at the moment, as the long ball forward there from Iredale comes all the way into the Rangers box. Proper digs it out and finds Jeffrey. No changes for either team at the start of the second half. So Hibs with Smith in goal, Miller, Bushiri, Iredale, Chris Cadden, Triantis, Kwan and Nicky Cadden, Boyle, Gale, Campbell. For Rangers, it's Kelly in goal, it's Yilmaz, Sterling, Proper, Jeffrey, Diamonde, Raskin, Cherney, Bayrami, Haji and Igaman, who's got both their goals. Boyle got the Hibs one. 2-1 Rangers, who have the ball on this near side. Cherney infield to Diamonde. As far as Hibs are concerned, they've won as many league games in their last 5 as they did in the previous 24, which is astonishing as they try and fight back in this one. But it's Rangers who have Cherney, right hand side of the box, level with the 6-yard line, challenged by Nicky Cadden. Cherney rolls it back to Yilmaz, now Diamonde shoots at goal, takes a nick off Iredale, but Smith will come and claim onto it. That's quite damning, that, Scott, isn't it? That Hibs statistic that they've won as many in their last 5 league games as they did in the previous 24 going back into last season.
Yeah, it's incredible really. I think that's where all the frustration has been vented from the home support over the last year or so, why there's been a change in managers time and time again. So finally, I don't want to jinx it, but Hibs look as if they're on the right path, they're on an upward trajectory. David Gray has been showing patience and he's managed to turn this side around.
It's going to be interesting to see what both these clubs do in the transfer market this month. The winter window opening a few days ago. It's Robin Proper for Rangers, left of the centre circle, just switching it to the right of it for Sterling, who finds Yilmaz on the near side onto the touchline for Cherney.
It looks like a back 5 now when Hibs are out of possession and Rangers are approaching their own half. So these spaces look as if they've been closed so far in this game.
It's now Sterling for Rangers and he rolls it all the way back to Liam Kelly.
But it gives the midfield some shift, that, Scott, because what do you call him, Josh Campbell is trying to plant himself onto Raskin, and that leaves the other two just to try and get out to those wide areas to try and stem the flow and handle their own midfielders. It's a tough shift for some of the Hibs players on the pitch.
Well, look, there might well be a foul on Boyle on the far side by Proper, and it looked like John Beaton was thinking of blowing as well, but he's allowing Rangers to play on with Hadji, but he runs into Triantis, who spins away from Igaman and rolls it back to the edge of his own box for Bushiri, and then to the keeper. It looked like the ref was in two minds there, Scott.
Yeah, it did. It looked a bit late for me. I just, back on what Dodgy says there about the distances that are now needing to be covered in midfield, I think Hibs had to do something. It was glaring, as we said, but they still need to pose a threat as well, because they're obviously trailing by a goal and want to get back in the game. Nicky Cadden and Chris Cadden, you do want them attacking threats when you're breaking against this Rangers side, but that's the only problem with dropping into a back five. You're then asking a lot of ground to be covered up.
You're maybe better when you do that, but it's taken away. It's a rock and a hard place, right? It's taken away from your two focal points up front, where if you sling a ball forward, you can maybe put Rangers under pressure. But sometimes defensively, if you're trying to handle wide areas in a back three, you'd better drop them off, maybe Martin Boyle into a 3-6-1 at times, and that can help out defensively, but it takes away from you attacking.
Just wonder if you're as well bedding yourself into the second half, given you're only a goal behind. Just feel your way into the second half and don't concede another goal quickly.
That's the feeling you get. It's a tough one to call though, because you're at home, your form's great, you want to try and get another 3 points against a big team, and if you do, it'll just enhance confidence.
Yeah, well, I understand what you're saying, Liam. I think obviously due to the way they started the first half, Dave Gray would have noticed that. Can they, as you say, bed themselves in, and as the game goes on, maybe Rangers might get frustrated by not finding the spaces that they did in the first half, which then causes that Hibs to then get a bounce and look to hit them on the counter.
Rangers have it on their right hand side here as they go left to right, shooting south. Their supporters in behind Jordan Smith's goal. He's picked up by Jeffrey on the left, and he rolls it back onto halfway for Proper. Squares it to Sterling, who's got Yilmaz on this near side, though Czerny gets there first. Czerny just inside Hibs territory. Rolls it back to Sterling, first time forward to Diamonde, to Raskin, then out to Czerny on this right-hand side as Czerny comes bombing forward towards the edge of the Hibs box. Just toes it to Hadji. He's managed to find Igaman, can free himself of the defenders though. The Rangers continue to press. Here's Bayrami at the edge of the Hibs box. Poor ball. Looking for Hadji. Brings back to Igaman. That's a wonderful save by Smith. Down low to his left to put it behind for the corner. Really strong goalkeeping. Igaman hit it with the outside of his boot as he seeks the hat-trick. But Smith does brilliantly, and once again justifying his inclusion in the Hibs starting 11 these days.
Another big save from Jordan Smith, getting down to his left there. Loved the effort though from Igaman outside of the boot, trying to find that far corner. First bit of real momentum from Rangers in this second half.
Corner, Czerny, in-swinger with the left foot to the back post, flicked away by Triantis, only as far as Bayrami shoots. It was deflected and Smith holds on. It was right at him either side, and Rangers could have been looking at a 3-1 lead. Long ball from the Hibs keeper. Boyle gives chase. Jeffrey gets there to knock it away from Boyle, who's trying to win the throw off Yilmaz, but he's kept it in as the Turk. Now it's Jeffrey to Sterling. It was almost a little misunderstanding there, and potentially it could have worked its way through to Gale, who's not really been seen too much in the match. Dwight Gale, he's talking about retiring at the end of the season, but he scored a few goals recently, which has apparently had him reassessing that potential decision.
Yeah, I've watched
him
closely. I mean, he's worked his socks off. He really has. He's not had a real shot at goal yet, but I'll tell you what, credit to the lad. He's getting older now. He's trying to work that back line, and even times try to help out where Scott and I have been talking about by getting into wide areas as quick as he can to try and plug that gap. I'll tell you what, Rangers are so unlucky that I've been impressed with the goalkeeper for Hibs, Jordan Smith. The save in the first half when it was reversed into the bottom corner, they got it away, and then that one there was so important. But Hibs have had trouble with their goalkeepers, but they look as if they've found one now who can certainly play a part.
And they've had a couple of brilliant goalkeepers in the last few decades, but they've had a few that have struggled, shall we say, as Bayrami picks up and goes back to the edge of the centre circle for Raskin. He finds Diamonde.
Triantis has got to release Josh Campbell there. He's standing in all the space in the middle of the park. Triantis tries to go for the flick over the head. A few times he's done that today when he could have released the ball, and he's trying to be a bit too clever for me in the middle of the park.
Hibs bench: Bursic, O'Hara, Levitt, Amos, McCurdy, Obita, Mariah Welsh, Hoylett, Molotnikov, Rangers, Munns, the sub-goalie, Cortes, Barron, Desas, Matondo, the lesser spotted Clinton, Niziala, Dowell, King and Danilo. May well be changes afoot for Hibernian. We'll get to Keradine in a moment just to talk us through those. As Rangers pick up with Igaman on the far side. He's got no problem coming back into his own half to get onto the ball, Hamza Igaman. He wants to be through the middle scoring goals, but his work rate's good as Czerny looks to pop it through here to Bayrami. Might still break to Hadji. Smith comes out, doesn't get a touch, neither did the defender. Flag's gone up anyway. It stays Hibs 1, Rangers 2, 53 and a half on the clock.
Flag's getting up, but it was a fantastic slide rule pass there from Czerny. Lewis Miller, second half's actually started well, he recovered really well.
Right, let's get news of the change with Keradine.
Yep, Nathan Mariah-Welsh coming on for Hibs with less than 10 minutes played in this second half. Maybe no surprise to see that Kwon is the player coming off this game, has largely passed him by.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. He has struggled as Kwon on loan from Celtic, and he comes off to be replaced by Nathan Mariah-Welsh, who was sent off against Rangers last season in the Scottish Cup meeting here. Hibs ended up with 9 men. Jordan Obita was also ordered off. Lundstrom and Silva scored the Rangers goals, and it will be a Hibs ball. Billy.
I did that game, Liam. I was still shocked that he went in for the challenge.
Chance here for Hibs. Boyle trying to get in behind Proper, who stands his ground, and Diggs is out for Rangers, and out to the left hand side for Jeff Day, sliding in Campbell, and out it goes for a throw in to Rangers on the far side. That Hibs teams in recent weeks, let alone months or seasons, when going 2-0 down to Rangers inside 20 minutes, would have crumbled. It's not been the case, and even if they end up losing this match and they've still got plenty of time to get something out of it, there'll be positives for David Gray to take.
Yeah, you can't disregard the fact there's absolutely been a change of mentality about this Hibs side. Players, managers, both came under huge pressure and then they've turned this around. And listen, I think Mariah-Welsh there coming off for Kwon. For me, Kwon really disappointing. I know Hibs are without their captain in Joe Newell, who is
Rangers have it at the edge of their own box with Dujon Sterling. Long ball down the right hand side for Czerny, trying desperately to keep it in, which he does. Gets it back to Yilmaz, and then infield to Raskin. His ball Diamonde's cut out, and the referee blows the whistle, and that's gone Rangers' way. Should have bounced off an arm, or
wow, was he taking that back that far? That was
gone for the
pulling Czerny's shirt.
Yeah, he has.
My word, there was about two passes after that, and they got away with one there because Triantis was breaking onto the back four. I know he was still in the midfield area, but I can't believe he took it back that far, because Czerny's shirt was getting pulled. It made an arm pass, and then he blows up when Hibs had nicked the ball and they're in a dangerous position. Yeah,
I'd assumed it was for an infringement after that particular one, but anyway, it's game on, and it's Rangers on the right with Yilmaz. They have a 2-1 lead at Easter Road, and it's Yilmaz driving forward and moving into a central area midway inside the Hibs half, but Triantis picks it back off him. Now it's Mariah-Welsh, little ball forward to Campbell, trying to hold off Raskin. He's done brilliantly to dig it out to Boyle, who finds Mariah-Welsh. The overlapping Chris Cadden. Haven't seen much from Hibs in an attacking sense in this second half so far. 56 and a half on the clock. It's Lewis Miller. Ball out onto the touchline for Chris Cadden, and he rolls it back to Campbell. Infield to Triantis. First time to Mariah-Welsh, and back into his own half for Bushiri. Switches it left of the centre circle for Iredale. They're out to Nicky Cadden on the left hand side. Hibs have been in bigger holes than this season. 2-1 and 3-2 down to Aberdeen in stoppage time. They managed to salvage a draw from it, and David Gray admitting before the match today that that's what's really lit the blue touch paper on their season. As Chris Cadden crosses into the box, Boyle trying to get onto it, but Liam Kelly flops down, holds on, and stays Hibs 1, Rangers 2. But that was promising stuff from the hosts.
Yeah, it was really positive from Hibs there, just being patient with the ball, working it out the other side, then back across again, get across in. Martin Boyle trying to get, I think it's Robin Proper, tries to get across him, I think it comes off his hand, but it's the first time Hibs have put their foot in the ball in the second half and managed to move Rangers about.
We spoke about it off earlier. Scott and I were saying that too many Hibs players in the first half try to hit killer passes. See, as soon as they've got the ball down, played basic and quick football, they've been effective.
Yeah, and Boyle coming forward, a good challenge by Diamonde, but his pass is wayward. Sliding in Campbell, he's done a good job today. Here comes Chris Cadden to the edge of the box for Gale. Back towards Campbell, who goes down. John Bean punched the spot. Hibs penalty. Hibs penalty, and it's all about Josh Campbell. Brilliant midfield play. Initially to retain the ball for his team, to get back onto it, and he was barged to the ground by Raskin, who's asking the question of the referee. This is VAR checked, but Hibs have been awarded a penalty, and from 2-0 down, they've got a chance to level up.
Yeah, Hibs on the front foot there, putting Rangers under pressure, jumping on them, winning the ball back. Josh Campbell into Dwight Gale. Dwight Gale with a lovely touch, lovely set just for Josh Campbell to ask the question, can I get the shot away? Are you going to try and steal the ball? And it's a poor decision from the Rangers player. For me, I think it was a penalty. A lovely touch from Dwight Gale.
I don't think it's clear and obvious it was a mistake, but it was. I thought the Rangers player was getting back round, but the lean on him, and he hits
Hadji rather than Raskin.
Was it Hadji? Yeah. And he just got himself in the wrong position. You were right. It's a good wee layoff from Gale. Puts Campbell in. As soon as he feels the contact, he goes to ground. And I thought he was getting back round Hadji, but they're having a look at it. But I don't think it's a clear and obvious mistake. But I'm not so sure it was a stonewall penalty either.
Right, it is a foul, it is a penalty. They're just double checking one or two other things first before this is officially awarded, but it will be given as a penalty if everything else is clear, because it was a foul by Hadji on Campbell, and Martin Boyle has the ball. So yeah, penalty's been awarded. It will be a penalty, and Martin Boyle is ready to try and equalise for Hibernian on the hour mark here at Easter Road. A big moment for Hibs, this. A resilient, energetic, new look Hibernian. And Martin Boyle, who slayed Rangers in that League Cup semi, has a chance to score his second right-footed penalty. Scores! Right down the middle! And having trailed 2-0 inside 20 minutes, David Gray's Hibs have a newfound steel about them, and Boyle hammers it home confidently. His second, Hibs second, Egaman's double, wiped out in Leeds. It is Hibernian 2, Rangers 2.
What a game here at Easter Road. Martin Boyle, you always know he was going to go with the laces there. Gets Hibs right back in this game, and whatever David Gray has done at half-time, they've dropped off and they've allowed themselves to be a threat when they've nicked the ball off of Rangers. And Martin Boyle again coming up with a big goal for Hibs, and now the question's going to be asked of Rangers' mentality.
Yeah, it is. Although the penalty wasn't clear-cut, my word, the finish was. That was emphatic. He's missed a couple, and he can sometimes not take them again, but he stands up and he just, as Scott said, laces right through it, and there is no chance for Liam Kelly in the goal. Brilliantly taken penalty.
And he's got good memories against Rangers, that Hampden treble that sent Hibs to the final at Rangers' expense a couple of seasons ago. The last time that Hibs beat Rangers. It's been a long time, even longer in league meetings. And now this game is back on a knife edge, back on the precipice.
What a game, Liam. Listen, Hibs have changed it in this second half, as we say, the 5 when they're out of possession, and it's causing Czerny and Hadji to get deeper and deeper to then get touches of the ball. They've not had the space. They were afforded in the first half.
Bushiri fouled by Hadji right in front of the linesman David McGeehee on this near side. Free kick, Hibs deep inside their own half.
What are you laughing at, Scott? It's not just Boyle that has the collapsible legs,
No.
I mean, Bushiri just knows the contact's coming. Does brilliantly, reads a run from Hadji, gets himself across into that full back area, takes a touch, waits for the contact, down you go, free kick, simple.
You just never see them not given, don't you know?
Hibs have lost the last 8 meetings with Rangers. That is one short of the record in this fixture of longest losing runs, and they have come back from the brink here, because at 2-0 Rangers had chances to make it 3. They found that goal from Boyle in the first half, and his penalty has left this game all square. 23 league games against Rangers without a win since John McGinn and Jamie McLaren scored the goals in a 2-1 win under Neil Lennon at Ibrox in February 2018. Scott Allen looking at me there, suggesting that he was very much part of that Hibs side, as Yilmaz picks up on this near side.
Yeah, I had the legs that Dodgy was talking about that day in the box as well. My first game back at Hibs under Neil Lennon. Enjoyed that one.
Last time they beat them in the league, 2-2 at Easter Road. Team news beginning to filter through from the 2:30 kickoff between Motherwell and Aberdeen. Let me get you that in a moment, but you will be able to get the team news at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland with a live text. Long ball for Rangers, headed away by Iredale with Czerny in behind them. Rangers need a big reaction here. We said it on Thursday when they were wiping the floor against Celtic, that they had to produce that level of performance every single week and not just make that a one-off. And they've been asked another question here, away from home in the league, where they've been dropping points aplenty. Here come Rangers, though. It's dinked in behind there, and it's the goalkeeper Smith who makes the challenge. Flag's gone up on the near side, offside it was anyway, as Diamonde lashes for goal. It goes well past, and it stays on 64. Hibs 2, Rangers 2.
The goalkeeper does well, because it's a good run by Jeffrey, and he's well founded. He's in and goal, and he thinks, well, I come all out, because if I come quickly I don't get it right, I'm giving away a penalty, even though he didn't know about the offside. He kind of stalled and then waited for Jeffrey to make his move, then got a hand on it. Credit Hibs, they've done their part. They've tweaked it a little by getting players plugging gaps quickly, and that's helped them, whether it's a striker drop off, whether it's a midfielder that gets out quickly to the wide area to stop the 2v1s. But Rangers have stopped passing the ball really quickly to get it out there, get it across the back four, or even one or two passes, get it to the wide area and get beyond Hibs and high, so Hibs can't adjust. So Rangers have stopped what they were doing.
Rangers have it with Yilmaz here, digs the ball forward, the header from Igaman infield. Iredale's there for the home team. Campbell goes back to Miller, who slips, and Hadji gets onto it. Czerny wants it, the back here, it's pulled behind him though, and Hibs will be able to clear through Nicky Cadden. Poor execution from Yanis Hadji. Stays 2 each. And Hibs have it with Gale on this near side to Nicky Cadden, looking for the switch. And he's found his twin brother on the right, and Chris Cadden on the ball and in a bit of space here. Looks up at the box, gets it in, Gale's header! Straight to the keeper. Oh, what a chance for Dwight Gale to turn this match right on his head. His header straight at Liam Kelly. And it stays Hibs 2, Rangers 2. This game's anyone's right now.
Yeah, from one end to another. Rangers with a big chance with Hadji, can't pick him out. Chris Cadden on the Hibs team. A wonderful ball into the box. Dwight Gale, middle of the goal. You think just glance into the far corner. Manages, ends up right in the goalkeeper's hands. But listen, this game is anybody's who wants it at this moment in time.
It's brilliant though. I mean, the Caddens, let's be honest, the switchy play from Nicky, and then Chris gets it, and you want a delivery from a wide area. It's brilliant. It's on a sixpence, and you think Gale, with the goals he scored right throughout his career, a little glance on it anywhere else but straight he scores, it would have been a brilliant goal. But fair play to Liam Kelly, good possession, made it look easy. Really good play from Hibs.
Game on again here. There's a slight knock for Dwight Gale. He's okay to continue as Liam Kelly bowls it out to the left, and now it's Proper getting it back from Jeffrey, and now Sterling. Rangers falling away in the game really. The next goal's going to be absolutely massive here. They're going to make a change in a moment. Rangers giving it away. Iredale is onto it and driving down the left hand side, deep into enemy territory here. Level with the Rangers penalty spot. Rolls it back to Nicky Cadden. Infield to Mariah Welsh. Digs it out to Lewis Miller. Miller now driving forwards, thinking about the shot here. He does shoot, beaten away by Kelly. And then the clearance completed by Jeffrey. Hibs are rapping on the door here. On the right-hand side, they're going to win the corner through Chris Cadden. Listen to this place now.
Yeah, it's a different game now. Iredale on the front foot there. On the Rangers' slackness, no awareness on the front foot. Hibs causing problems now for Rangers. But for me, so Rangers need to put their foot in the ball now, take their time out, because Hibs, at this moment in time look like they're going to get the next goal.
They're in the ascendancy as we tick into the final quarter. It's taken short to Boyle. This cross comes in. A couple try and meet it on the 6-yard line, and it's away by Diamonde. Only as far as Campbell. Back in the head, and it goes off the post and bounces straight into the grasp of Kelly. Lewis Miller met it, flicked for the far post. It bounces off the goal frame, and the Rangers keeper holds on. And Rangers are holding on right now. Hibs looking for that third goal that would put them in the lead for the first time. 22 to play of the 98 stays. Hibs 2, Rangers 2. We'll get the guys' thoughts on that in a moment, but firstly to Keradine with news of Rangers changes, and they need them.
Danilo coming on, and Cortez as well. Eagleman won't get his hat-trick. He's one of the players coming off. Bajrami as well, as manager Philippe Clement has seen enough in the second half. He threw his cap to the ground in disgust when that Martin Boyle penalty slammed in. He's now about to make the double change with Cortez and Danilo trying to rescue all 3 points here for the visitors.
Hibs look the most likely for sure. Sterling's down receiving treatment inside his own box, so for Motherwell and Aberdeen supporters heading to Fir Park or just interested in that 2:30 kickoff, the team news is for the home team Oxborough. The Motherwell goalkeeper, nobody's made more saves in the Premiership this season than Aston Oxborough. Kaleta, Casey, Gordon, Balmer, Wilson, Strapkowski, Halliday, Maswanise, Watt and Ibaye for Aberdeen. It's Duan in goal, Devlin, McKenzie, Shinnie, Nielsen, Nisbet, Duke, Palaversa, McDonald, Rubidzic and Keskinen. Those are the starting 11s for the 2:30 kickoff at Fir Park between Motherwell and Aberdeen. The other matches kick off at 3. Celtic, St Mirren, Dundee United, Hearts, Kilmarnock, Ross County, St Johnstone, Dundee. Highlights of all today's matches on Sports Scene at 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel as Bajrami prepares to come off and be replaced by Danilo. And it may well be that Dujon Sterling's going to have to be replaced as well. Indeed, Leon King is going to come on for him. And Yanis Hadji comes off to be replaced by Cortez. Scott Allen, what an opportunity. Lewis Miller there with a header bouncing back off the post.
Yeah, listen, Hibs are just first to everything now. And it was similar to what Rangers done to Celtic during the week there. Hibs are on the front foot. They're looking to, Rangers play these straight passes, looking to jump right on them and get at them at the back four. Lewis Miller, a couple of minutes before that, has a strike from distance. Liam Kelly makes a save, but at this moment in time, Hibs look like they're going to be the team that's in the ascendancy and go on to get the next goal. I just feel from a Rangers point of view, they need to move the ball quicker, as Dodgy says. They've stopped doing the things that got them so much joy. The first half was a really good performance for Rangers. They need to get back to basics, moving the ball quick and not allowing Hibs to jump on them at any moment they can.
I think you guys mentioned it though, they've plugged the gaps at the back there, Hibs, that were causing them problems in those opening 20 minutes. It saw them go 2-0 down, and Rangers have just given it away through Jefty. Campbell into the centre circle for Mariah Welsh, digs the pass out, it's going to come right through to Martin Boyle, but John Beaton's going to bring it back because it took a touch off his shoulder, which is what he's pointing out. Martin Boyle was unable to get onto it. Had he done so, it would have been very interesting to hear the Hibs supporters' reactions.
Some assist from John Beaton, just to flick on. I mean, going back to Hibs, no doubt they've got the confidence, the ascendancy. You were right to point out Lewis Miller striking in the Gale header, and then he's so unlucky with his second header because he's so much to do. It was a slow hung up cross, and he gets up there, hangs, gets a head on it, and it's agonising for him because it's slow motion onto that far post. Rangers, yes, Scott, you're on the money. I mean, we've talked about it. The way that will hurt this Hibs and this Hibs team is if they can do it quickly, but they've stopped passing it quickly, and then that would be. Hibs wouldn't be able to adjust into those wide areas if Rangers do it quickly, but it's as if 2-0 up, it's an easy day, we'll get a third at some point. It's a mentality again.
And Leon King coming on, it's his first appearance of the season. He's only played, I think, 3 or 4 games in the last 12 months. Perhaps an area for Hibernian to target.
Oh, they'll target it, there's no doubt about that. Young lad coming on their first game, just do what they've been doing, get it in the box and see if he can defend, but there's no problem with what Hibs are doing. It's what Rangers have to do now, and they've stopped doing that. Like this, Mariah Welsh, I know he's got energy, but he's out quickly, and that wasn't happening first half because Rangers were doing it quickly, but now it's a bit of both. Hibs have tweaked it, they're getting out quickly, but Rangers are not doing enough to ask him the question.
No, they're definitely not. They're definitely not. I think from the Hibs point of view, obviously you can't see that shape now without the ball in the defending. The distances are closer for them to put Rangers players under pressure, and that's what's maybe spooked Rangers a little bit. But Rangers players should know, they've played against this sort of system time and time again. You need to move the ball quick, whether that's one touch, two touch, but intricacy in the middle of the park where you can drag guys about, because the Hibs players are looking to go man for man when it is going into the area, so it needs to be done quick. It's the only way you can play against a team with a set-off out of possession.
Oh, a dreadful ball by Mariah Welsh. He's giving it straight to Egeman, who's on the turn, driving forward. Danilo ahead of him, can't find him though. Bishiri gets it away. Cortez was arguably the better option left hand side. Rangers have it again on the right. Czerny pulls it back. Danilo, he's got his back to goal. Now Egeman, they're taking too long over it. He's managed to find Diamonde in the box, outside it to Yilmaz, to the right angle for Czerny. Finds Diamonde, then to Czerny, right hand side of the box, looks to play it across with the right foot. Goal! Egeman hat-trick! Hamza Egeman slides onto his knees in celebration. It was pulled back towards him, and he lashes it home into the bottom right corner. And after all their hard work, and coming from two down, Hibs find themselves behind again on 74 minutes. Hibs 2, Rangers 3.
And it came from Mariah Welsh giving the ball away, needless possession. Rangers recycled the ball, a couple of nice intricate passes as we spoke about in the box. The Hibs players didn't want to jump in and make the foul. Obviously with guys like Czerny in the areas, they can cause you problems, and it's a fantastic pick out, similar to the first goal. And Egeman across the defender with a low finish on his hat-trick. I think that's the first hat-trick in a long time in this PFL, if I'm right there. Listen, that next goal was huge, and Rangers have got it.
This boy's a player, you can see it, and he's thriving with goals, with confidence. But he could have gone back to Iredale, Mariah Welsh, and he doesn't. He tries to reverse it in the field, I think, to Bashiri, and it gets it all wrong, but they cut it out. But once they work it, Czerny does brilliantly again. Wide area, another cross in the box. Who's picking up Egeman? He's got so much to do though. It is a slick finish right into the bottom corner. His three finishes today have been of top quality. Left foot, right foot, header, perfect hat-trick.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, Dodgy. I think from a Hibs point of view in terms of the goal conceded, surely you know what Egeman in the box and what kind of danger he's going to be at your side. Rocky Bashiri has got to have his eye on it at all times. He's the threat, and he's in 2 or 3 yards of space and just manages to. It's a great finish, but from defensively, from a Hibs point of view, very disappointing.
That's the first Rangers hat-trick since Kemar Roof scored one against St Mirren in April 2022. It's the first top-flight hat-trick since Jordan White scored one for Ross County against Dundee United on the 13th of May 2023. Almost 2 years since a top-flight hat-trick's been scored. But Hamza Egeman has just drilled home the third of his today. Hibs 2, Rangers 3, and Hibs have less than 15 minutes to try and find an answer again.
It was against a run of play, you have to say that, but he's been ruthless. He really has, Egeman, because it's out and on, they collect it, but just the build-up play, wide, drag, cross, finish. It was simplicity from Rangers, but brilliant.
Rangers have it on the left-hand side with Oscar Cortez, who rolls it back to Proper. Oh, Mariah Welsh, he was sent on because Kwon wasn't making an impact in midfield. Well, that is a dreadful moment for him. As good a finish and as well worked as it was thereafter by Rangers, it was needless from a Hibs point of view.
He'd done well up until that pass as well, Mariah Welsh.
Yeah.
The individual errors again, just costing Hibs.
Yeah, it's been the tale of woe this season, not in recent weeks, but they find themselves behind here as Czerny attacks Mariah Welsh. A little ball to the edge of the D, gets it back, gives it back to Danilo, almost managed to prod it through to Cortez. It is cut out, and Hibs trying to come away with it here with Iredale, who fires it up to halfway, bounces off King and out for a Hibs throw-in on this near side. Rangers with a 3-2 lead.
It's amazing, the old cliches, isn't it? How goals change games. Hibs really in the front foot, look like taking the lead. Rangers scoring, suddenly they've got their tails up again and look like getting a fourth.
Oh, it's not long after Lewis Miller hit the post. Gales had that header chance. Miller's tested Liam Kelly. They've had numerous opportunities since the turnaround.
Yeah, it's been a tale of the game though. Even in the first half, Rangers were were dominating in one simple set piece. Work not getting onto the second ball from Rangers. Hibs get a goal out of it and then the whole momentum swings. So listen, if I had to answer how that happens in football so often, I'd love to know, because we've all been part of the type of games.
There was a 5-5 here not so long ago between these two right at the end of the season in 2018.
Yep, I played in that one as well.
Another one you were involved in, of course. It is Rangers who have it with Cortez on the left and looking to roll it through to Danilo, trying to get on the end of it. Bushiri does enough to put him off, and it comes right through to Smith. And it stays Hibs 2, Rangers 3, with 12 to play of the 90.
It's going to be a point where Hibs are going to need to get a bit more expansive, get bodies forward and try and put this Rangers side under pressure again, back into this game. They have showed it.
Yeah, and there's still time for Hibernian here, and they've shown enough in the match to suggest that they can get something out of this. But Nicky Cadden wasn't the greatest of balls, but Triantis has made it work anyways. He gets himself away from Danilo down the left hand side, gets away from Czerny, and from Yilmaz, then is tripped by Raskin. That will be a Hibs free kick over on this left hand side, and perhaps a chance to get the big men up into the box. Lewis Miller's already very interested as he makes his way towards the Rangers box, as Hibs look to try and find an equaliser. And David Gray will be furious, because they've done the hard work from 2-0 down back to 2 each, and they find themselves behind again. Chance here then for Nicky Cadden from this free kick with the left foot. It's about 8 yards away from the near side touchline, midway inside the Rangers half. In it comes, headed away by King, and breaks to Diamonde, rolls it to Czerny. First action for a while for Leon King. Champions League experience, of course, as Rangers come forward down the right with Diamonde. Iredale gets there though, gets it back to his keeper, and he clears it up onto the chest of Nicky Cadden, left of the centre circle, rolls it back to Miller, the midway point of his own half, to the right for Chris Cadden, and in the field to Triantis in the centre circle, and then to Iredale. Hibs at walking pace. Rangers are going to look to their bench again in just a moment. Hibs on the ball though, we'll get to that just shortly. It's Iredale, left of the centre circle. It's a big ping ball out to the far side looking for Boyle. Jeff Day heads it out for a Hibs throw-in, which Boyle takes instantly. Back to Miller. Now Chris Cadden rolls it to Campbell at the edge of the box, looking to thread it through to Gale. It's blocked and Rangers are able to clear. Here comes Czerny down this right hand side up to halfway, goes into the Hibs half. His ball forward for Egaman though is wayward. Smith's onto it and he turns it out to Nicky Cadden on this left hand side. Infield it comes to Campbell. Good work by Josh Campbell again. He's had a good game. Gets it out to Nicky Cadden on the left. An early ball into the box. Gale goes down inside the area. John Beaton looking at it, but it's for an offside rather than a penalty. Didn't look like a penalty, and even the Hibs supporters weren't exactly in unison in claiming for it there. Anyway, it stays Hibs 2, Rangers 3. We're into the final 10 of 90 here at Easter Road.
No, not for me, but I think again it's a good response from Hibs. Working the ball down the side, looking to get Nicky Cadden on the ball, crosses in, make Rangers defend. There will be another chance for Hibs to get back into this game.
Right, let's get to Kennedy, and he can bring us news of this Rangers change.
Yep, Connor Barron trying to come on as it Philippe Clement to the leeward. This Václav Czerny who limps it off. That's another change for Rangers with Barron on for the last 10.
Rangers in front and looking to close the gap at the top to 8 points. Celtic hosting St Mirren in one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Team news from the 3 o'clocks will be dropping shortly. bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland for the live text there. We'll get news of the starting 11s for those 4 matches kicking off at 3 at Celtic Park, Tannadice, Rugby Park and McDermott. Motherwell Aberdeen kicks off at 2:30. Brought you the team news from that one a little earlier. Hibs have it on the right with Chris Cadden. He's got it down the line for Boyle, another who's on a hat-trick on the far side. He's won the throw-in down by the corner flag over in front of the East stand. Over on the far side, the Hibs right as they attack the goal to the left.
Yeah, it was nearly, wasn't it? That's the race you wanted. Boyle be proper.
Yeah, Chris Cadden fires it across. It's cut out in the 6-yard box by Raskin, and it goes behind for a Hibs corner. Nicky Cadden's already on his way out there to take it.
It's a good play, a good response, as Scott said, for Hibs. Diamonde's ended up coming out to this right-hand side now, and it's Barron in that central area, midfield.
It's going to be a very interesting closing 10 minutes, probably 10, maybe even as many as 15, 16 minutes still to play when you take the injury time into it, as the corner is flighted in. The header's in! Bushiri scores! Finds the top right directly from the corner. Arms outstretched in front of the main stand. And Rocky Bushiri, who scored his first goal in Hibs colours late on in a 3-3 draw with Aberdeen, has just produced the same scoreline on the scoreboard with that header. Straight from Nicky Cadden's corner. The Rangers inquest is ongoing, and it's Hibernian 3, Rangers 3.
Rocky Bushiri wanted it more, gets on the end of it, but again that delivery from Nicky Cadden, time and time again, how important set pieces are in the game of football, and it's got Hibs right back in this game.
You said at the start of the game, Scott, set pieces for Hibs, and it's come up trumps. I mean, that was just a willingness. I don't know if there's a VAR check going on, but he just wanted it.
Been done.
He just wanted it so much, and he was so strong, getting his head on it. Another vital 3-3 equaliser for Rocky Bushiri. It's incredible, but Hibs have deserved it on the day. I mean, it's a real setback this second half, them giving the ball away to lose the goal, but the response has been great. They've been a better team second half, and you have to hold your hands up. They have been a better team and deserve to be at least level.
It's been a fantastic game so far. I'm really looking forward to this next 10 minutes.
Wicked delivery, yeah. I mean, on point all the time from Nicky Cadden.
These two teams are going to go for the win here. This could be a roller coaster.
Brilliant, bring it on.
The final whistle.
5 each.
I'm not sure there'll be enough time for that, but you just never know. Sports Sound live here in Edinburgh on BBC Radio Scotland. This Sunday afternoon, Hibs' first home game of the season, of the year, in this season, which has been topsy-turvy for them. And as Ridvan Yilmaz picks up on the near side, the challenge from Mariah Welsh takes it out for a Rangers throw-in down below us. It's been breathless stuff here in the capital.
Yeah, it has. For as much as there'll be things that have disappointed David Gray with his side today, the positives for me massively outweigh the negatives in terms of how his team has responded. I found a lot out about some of these players. Big January, as we spoke about, where he can strengthen in certain areas, but this resurgence from Hibs has been incredible.
But at one point, not that long ago, I mean, we're talking 5 or 6 weeks, it looked like this Hibs team, this squad, needed a huge overhaul, massive surgery, even this month. Not so now. What character they've shown today. Nicky Cadden down the left-hand side, finds Gale level with the penalty spot. His cross is cut out by King. Hibs have a throw-in, level with the Rangers penalty spot on this near side. 3 apiece. And in the balance, Nicky Cadden drying the ball down with his jersey.
It was so composed from him at this stage of the game when he's under pressure to take another touch and then just bend a little cute ball down the left channel with the outside his boot. Brilliant from Nicky Cadden. He's been outstanding.
Again,
yeah.
I mean, he has been a massive reason why Hibs are looking up rather than down now. The wind beginning to get up here as well. The conditions for the supporters are horrendous. And as Lewis Miller picks up on the right, it's a long ball, looking to get it in behind Jeff. He gets a little touch onto it, then Boyle shields it brilliantly between the man and the ball and wins it back. Goes down, right-hand side of the box. Free kick for Hibs and a yellow card for Robin Proper. Hibs are pushing for the win here. It's 4 minutes of the 90 to play at 3-all.
Again, Martin Boyle, a real threat for Hibs. Does well off the initial one. I think he bounces off hefty, I'm sure, and then Robin Proper comes flying out. He just does that wee cute flick over the leg, draws the foul, and that man Nicky Cadden over the ball again.
Another set piece, but brilliant from Boyle. I mean, he just left Proper for dead. I knew once he got the first touch and showed strength, once it was a 1-on-1, it was only one thing happening. When he's inside him and he's gone.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nicky Cadden goes for goal here.
Yeah,
level with the penalty spot, just a foot away from the right-hand side of the box. Nicky Cadden over the free kick. 3-3 at Easter Road. Boyle's there too. Does Cadden go directly for goal? He does! And Kelly holds on. Didn't quite get the trajectory in it that would have perhaps found that far corner, the top corner. Kelly holds on relatively comfortably. It stays 3 each.
Yeah, I think he'd have been looking to start it outside the post and bring it back in. He just didn't quite get the shape on it. And if it is going across the goalkeeper, you need runners putting the goalie off. Just didn't quite get there.
Egan gets the nutmeg on Nicky Cadden up the other end, and he's dancing towards the edge of the box, rolls it to the right hand side of the Hibs area here for Yilmaz, level with the 6-yard line. Cross comes in and headed away by Bushiri, flicked away by Campbell, who was fouled there as well. And it will be a free kick for Hibs for the challenge by Diamonde on Josh Campbell. And the state of Josh Campbell's kit tells you how much work he's put into this today. We believe there will be 4 minutes added on at the end of this game, and we're about to move on to 88, so there's going to be just over 6 minutes between now and full time for one of these teams to try and win this. Hibs 3, Rangers 3.
6 minutes of anything. That's the way this game feels. Even going back there to Egan again, I know he scored a hat-trick, but his nutmeg was incredible. Just all in the one. But he never even took a touch and then rolled it through the legs. It was a movement then, first time through the legs and set up that attack. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's been a standout player today, Dodgy, no question. It's the fact that he's got so many strings to his bow. He can hold it up, he can play one touch, he's got the, as you said, the box of tricks as we've seen, but most importantly, he's scoring goals.
He'll be annoyed that he scored a hat-trick here and it might not win the game. Hibs have it with Nicky Cadden down the left. They might end up losing the game, Rangers here. Mariah Welsh rolls it back to Triantis, central area, midway inside the Rangers half. Finds Miller, out wide right for Chris Cadden. Takes the touches at the right angle of the box, faced by Cortez. And he rolls it back to the edge of the centre circle for Iredale. Low ball out to Nicky Cadden on the near side. The clock ticking down. Nicky Cadden flicks it into the Rangers box, but it's an easy delivery away by Leon King. And Bushiri's put under pressure by Egan, who's pinched it off him. Hamza Egan driving down the left-hand side, changes pages into the box. He's in the post, off the far post, and behind for the goal kick. Rocky Bushiri's just played a massive get-out-of-jail card there. Hamza Egan should have rolled home and scored and potentially won the game for Rangers, and he knows it as he looks up at the leaden heavens. It stays Hibs 3, Rangers 3.
I told you, 6 minutes of anything. What is Bushiri doing? If you don't learn the first time, it's the same sort of area, same sort of ball, bouncing, hook it, do anything, get it away, but he lets it bounce. He's trying to be cute again. Egan strength, we've talked about it all day, robs him, goes through. Bushiri, to be fair to him, gets back, makes the cover. You think he's going to give away the penalty. Egan strength again, hits the shot, you think it's a winner, and it hits the post. This game has had everything.
Honestly, Dodge, I cannot believe what I've just seen. You've been in the exact same situation, you gave away a goal. How, surely as a player, in your mind, you go, oh, that's what happened in the first half. Just deal with the danger. Whether it goes out the pitch, who cares? Again, that indecision has nearly cost Hibs.
I mean, it's Rocky Bushiri all over.
Yeah.
Here come Rangers again with Raskin. Driving forward, deep into the Hibs half. Rolls it to the right for Ridvan Yilmaz. We're in the first of 4 minutes of stoppage time. Yilmaz with a dink ball, headed away by Bushiri. It comes bouncing off Triantis, and the Rangers supporters howling for a penalty for handball. John Beaton not interested, as King in the centre circle finds Yilmaz to the right. Now it's Diamonde, looks up, left foot ball in, is going to be way too close to Jordan Smith, who holds on. And it's Hibs 3, Rangers 3. Rangers felt they should have had a penalty there.
Initial instinct, I'm not sure it was.
It's off the chest by all accounts.
Chest, it looked like it.
Correct decision. When a game is a firecracker such as this one, it could be difficult for the officials to keep a lid on it, but they've done pretty well, I think, generally speaking. The decisions have all been correct as Barron picks it up on the right of the centre circle side to Yilmaz. Yilmaz looks up, it is 3 apiece. There's another slip, but they're going to get away with it. It was Mariah Welsh who comes right through to Jordan Smith. It remains at 3-3. Well, Rangers will continue to try and find a winner because a draw is not good enough for them. Hibs, well, they try and win the game from this point at the risk of potentially losing a point, having come from 2-0 and 3-2 down.
I think so. I think they will. Just the way the game's gone. What's going to change in the last minute? The Hibs sit back, look at the numbers they've got forward, just the way they play.
Gale flicks on, is hooked away by Proper. Mariah Welsh is onto it and rolls it out to Nicky Cadden on the near side. Long ball forward, King will have to be careful. Oh, it's gone behind him. Boyle chasing, King putting behind for the corner. Hibs corner.
Do you think Boyle wanted in front of King there just to get the legs ready to feel the contact?
He actually done really well there. King to get his arm across. Yeah, he did. He was looking to get his body across and obviously feel that contact. Ask the question. Set piece, here we go.
Yeah, they asked it, Liam, are Hibs going to try and win it? Well, they certainly are.
Well, a win would move them up to 5th in the table and to within 6 points of Aberdeen. In comes the Hibs corner. They scored from their last one. Breaks the back post. Rangers head clear. We'll come to Mariah Welsh and up and under into the box. Dwight Gale leaps, gets onto it, comes off King, goes behind. Well, it looked like a corner, but the referee says Rangers goal kick. 3-3 as we head towards the 4th and final minute of stoppage time at the end of the match at Easter Road. And what a match it's been.
It's been incredible, Liam, but for me that was a corner. Here we go again.
Loose ball from Raskin, Boyle's onto it, driving down the left, moving in field, up towards the edge of the Rangers box, shuffles onto the right foot, he shoots wide of the right hand post, couldn't find the target, and it stays Hibs 3, Rangers 3. That Martin Boyle scores from there to complete his hat-trick, and from 2-0 and 3-2 down to win the game for Hibs. Should all just pack up and go home.
Yeah, listen, initially it was great play from Martin Boyle, shifting it inside and opening up the gap for him. There was no way he was back there. The straight ball again.
Rangers again, it's Raskin twice in the space of 30 seconds. It's a poor one from him. Boyle looking to win the throw-in. I think it's going to go Hibs' way here by the looks of it. Rangers aren't going to get another chance. If anyone's going to win it, it's going to be Hibs, because we're down to the last 15 seconds. So Hibs need to get this ball into the box before the final whistle goes if they want to win this game. Iredale's taking his time over it though. Now the long throw-in towards the Rangers penalty area, headed away by Yilmaz. And there is the final whistle. What a game. What a game it's been at Easter Road. And it ends all square. More dropped points on the road for Rangers. They've won just 3 of their 10 away league games this season, and it's going to cost them. Having put Celtic to the sword so spectacularly on Thursday, they drop points at the next time of asking. That despite Hamza Egaman's hat-trick. And Diamonde's down there fighting with one of the Hibs substitutes. Not sure if it was Jordan Obita, I'm not sure. That a couple of players got involved in a heated exchange there. Egaman's hat-trick, he had Rangers 2-0 up and 3-2 up at different points in the match. Boyle with a double, the second from the spot, having reduced the arrears to 2-1 at the interval. And it was the Marmite man, Rocky Bushiri, sometimes a complete liability at the back for Hibernian, as he proved a couple of times today. But it was he whose header found the top right corner to salvage a point for Hibernian, who have come through an almighty test of their character today. And David Gray, kudos to the December manager of the month, because he has come through an almighty test of his own personal character over the course of the last 5 or 6 weeks. And what an answer he is coming up with. His players have done him proud again today. And in the end, the game could have gone either way. It's gone neither way, as it turns out, as it finishes here at Easter Road, with both sides hitting the post as well. On a dramatic afternoon in Leith, Hibernian 3, Rangers 3. Breathless.
On digital radio.